Hey, what's happening, everybody? We're back for a random. I'm calling it the Saturday Fright Live, right? So, like Saturday night. Yeah,
Random's good. Random's good.
yeah. Pleased to have Rogerio back on a very last minute notification. So, a
Yeah,
continuation of last night's conversation. So, what happened is we just did a show and it wrapped a little earlier than what John and I thought. So, we said, well, what the hell? I got half a cigar left and we're just going to hang out and have some fun and just, I don't know, talk nonsense like we normally do. So, I'm going to roll this intro and hopefully that works. So, we'll be back in 10 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a little bit smoother than last night.
yeah.
Work out the lumps. What are you going to do, right? So that's it. Yeah.
Well, we need to figure out how, we've been on some of these shows where they do their intro. Oh,
Yeah.
You're watching the replay already.
I'm watching it because the comments don't come through on here for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
Which was strange. So I figured somebody's going to comment. I'm setting up my phone over here. Don't have to block the camera.
I guess the soundtrack for that intro is a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just an app, man. I just found some app and put that together. So
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That can put people on.
You know what's cool is I got the Facebook going and it has closed captioning, which is kind of nice too. So there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to see if we can get the comments going. I don't know where they comment and it shows up, but hopefully it's there, right?
Well, that was strange because the first 2 weeks we had quite a few people commenting, and then last night we didn't have any. But we clearly had viewers. Yeah, we had
Greg's
100.
on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Greg, I'm so happy you guys hit your goal, man. That's awesome. I was really happy for you. I was like, yes, because it came down to the wire. So I was like, come on. So Greg's Kickstarter got back. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's super cool.
Who has hit the goal?
Greg Harms, his book, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that just hit. So that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he says good evening. So yeah, the comments. I don't know how to get the comments to show up on here, but I don't know which platform. Oh, Brad Hurd's on. I work with Brad. Brad's cool. What's up, Brad? That's awesome. So yeah, what's a close one?
Alfred Pennyworth. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a 10 p.m. Saturday night event here. We could have some people that are a little bit inebriated, and maybe they'll make it fun.
Yep, I'm going to roll Rogierio's Kickstarter down at the bottom here. We'll get you some more, maybe get a backer or two tonight. That'd be sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, let's throw that up on there. So that's cool. Yep.
I want that custom print in people's hands. I want to see this cross promotion thing pan out. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Greg says this was his third one for Third Empire to fund. So congrats, man. 3 out of 3. He's batting 1,000. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Greg's on too. Grant Lankard's on too.
Cheers.
So, yeah, man, from Beowulf. There we go. So back that one, and that funded too. So I can't wait to get that, man. That looks like a blast. So that's a good story. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Love the dry humor to it, which I don't know. I feel like that came across in his personality too when we were on there. He definitely, that dry humor always gets me. So
yeah, the art looked great. Right, it's a good story. I can't wait to read that. It'll be fun. I think the kids will get a kick out of that too. So looking forward to sharing with those guys. Yeah, I just got a Nice House by the Lake today too. The variant cover. So I'm excited to crack
it. You made me want that. Yeah.
That's looking good. That's looking good, man. I can't wait to get in that. It's sitting on my table over here. I try to keep it away from the kids because it's like I paid some good money for the variant cover, so I don't want them to immediately get their hands on it and start pawing through that thing, right? Broken spines and all kinds of stuff.
You're a very dark background. Where are you?
I did it well tonight. It's just black on black, man. I could be like a hand model or something.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Grant says that Beowulf is definitely kid friendly, so that's cool. That's good. Yeah, they love comics, man. The kids are all over it. So whatever I'm reading, my daughter's looking over my shoulder on Something's Killing the Children. I'm like, this isn't really for kids, honey. Yeah. I don't think you should see the girl get ripped in half. Spoiler alert, but
it's not fair that you can read the comments and we don't.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know why it doesn't come through on here. It's strange.
On
I don't
Facebook, know so I can pull it up. Like I have my phone, so if anyone sees me looking down, I'm not being rude, but I can see. Oh, you can't see that. I can see the comments on my phone, so it's the only way I can really do it. But
Brad says I look like Johnny Cash, or one of us does, I guess. So this is the living in the
three.
I don't know, right? Pick which one of us looks most like Johnny Cash, right? this is my out in the country. I don't see anybody anymore. Look, so other than the big beard, man, I got to kick the beard back out. Maybe for winter that'll come back. Like I had Rogerio beard. You saw my picture, Rogerio I had from last year.
Yeah, I've been keeping this. I've been keeping this for 6 months, and nothing happens. Nothing happens.
That's how I feel about the hair too. So.
If I grow it any longer than this, I like when I get like food in it, it drives me nuts. And then like the way my mustache grows in, it kind of like curls up, and I can see it in the corner of my eyes, and it just drives me insane. So
Brad said this because it's a black on black, like man in black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. So the reason I had the black shirts is I took a page out of Steve Jobs, right, where he had like the same outfit. So I bought like 10 black shirts, like 3 pairs of jeans. Can always find something, right? Just works all the time, So
yeah, I hope you can make as much money as he could.
Yeah, right.
Be fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic for us.
Even half of it, I think 1/10 of it, probably be enough to get by, right?
Yeah, and don't forget to tell our viewers to subscribe. That's that's a new currency,
right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we're doing this is on YouTube too. So YouTube, Facebook, right? Yeah.
So if you're watching us, if you are kind enough, please smash the fucking button down there.
Hit our love button.
Hit the love button again. Yeah.
It's for free. We're not charging you for that, but that means a lot for the channel.
Yeah. Grant says
sorry.
That's okay. Grant says I look like we're in a Sinead O'Connor video, so I should be ripping up the Pope, right? She was on Saturday Night Live and did that, so Saturday Fright Live, right? We could do that. If I picture the Pope, man, maybe next week that'd be something to do. So.
Hey, speaking of you and Grant, I saw you bash the Beach Boys, and he wasn't very happy with that.
Yeah, screw the Beach Boys, dude. They can disappear. Get them out of here. I don't need a Beach Boys.
Nah.
Yeah, them and the Eagles, Hotel California. Get it out of here.
You know the whole story with Charles Manson and the Beach Boys, right?
No.
Charles Manson claims that he wrote, I forget which song, but he wrote one of the songs for the Beach Boys because one of the band members used to hang out with him, and he wanted to like make music with them. And I'm gonna butcher the story, but it was something along that lines, and he was trying to like take credit for one of their big songs. I wish I could remember it, but I saw that was in a Charles Manson documentary that I watched. That's the only reason I even know this, but wild.
Yeah, Charles Manson is one of those guys I see all the time on the screens, but I never heard a song from him. I just don't know anything about him, apart from the crazy stuff,
Yeah, he was just some guy that wanted to be, famous in Hollywood or making music, and I didn't even know he did the music thing until the documentary. But and I don't know if that had any play in all the stuff that went down with the murders and all that. But
John Schlimm's hopped on too. He's a local New Hampshire comic book publisher too, just over the hill here in next town over. So welcome, John. Yep. And then Brad says he's working on a YouTube channel too, and he's going to be launching that and trying to do the monetize thing. It's hard on there, man. I think you need like 1,000 subscribers.
1,000, yeah.
That's so many. That's so many. Like you don't think it's a big deal, but that's a lot of people. Yeah. We are getting some comments here. I'll post up the comment. There we go.
Now I can see it. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Yeah, Nick and I go. Nick, man, I've known Nick for a long time. His dad used to buy auto parts for me a long time ago. So it's been a long time. So
wait, you know Nick?
I think so. Right? If it's the same Nick.
I know Nick, so I don't know if that'd be a random coincidence. But
if his dad's Jamie, that's him, right?
For me, it's just a nickname.
Brad says even at 100,000 subscribers, it's hard to make a living. Yeah, like I listen to Joe Rogan, man, and he talks about those guys, and like they'll do things to like screw him over on his funding. It is Nick Ecclesap. That's Small World. They'll screw him over on his funding, like if there's swearing on there, right? Or they'll say that he talked or showed a clip or something, and that's Joe Rogan, dude. I mean, talking millions of subscribers. So. Yeah, that's wild.
His own Spotify now. Like he only puts things like shorts on YouTube.
Yeah,
the contract Spotify gave him is freaking ridiculous.
I don't like that at all. I can't stand Spotify.
If I give you 100 million reasons you'd like Spotify, Rogerio,
I'm an old-fashioned man. I still have records and stuff, tapes and all that shit. Yeah.
Oh, Evan Morris is on. Nice. Evan Morris says, hell yeah. So, yeah.
Man, we're getting some traction tonight.
I know, right? It's Saturday night, man. People are just right, just hanging out. That's kind of what happened. We did a formal show last night, and like we were saying, we just had a podcast with Wayne's Comics, and it wrapped early. So like, well, hell, man, I got half a cigar. Let's hop up online and just shoot the breeze for a bit. So, right?
Evan, I just love your surname because that reminds me of one of the greatest guitarists of all time, Steve Morse.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great surname.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. I brought to you here. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Manada.
Nice. Look at that. That's really reminds me of what's his name? He did the Kiss there, Klimt, right? It looks like a Klimt art almost painting.
This is the man that brought me really into comics.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because it's all about sensuality and sex, and there are some great
as it should be
illustrations. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
It wasn't the superhero stuff, but it was the work of this man.
Well, those guys probably thought they were superheroes.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, all that I could watch that was the porn that was available at the time.
Right. Yeah, we watched it on the blurry. The TV was like different colored, right, and it's squiggly, right. So
No availability such as X videos and things like that.
You had to hide them so your mom wouldn't find them.
Yeah,
right?
you had to use your imagination. And Milo Manara was the greatest because he could put a story behind it, and then, okay, I think I'm going to jack off now. No, there's something before that. So I have to keep going, reading. And at the end, there were some kind of brutal scenes, and you were not aroused anymore. It was kind of strange, kind of the mixed feelings, between being horny and being terrified.
Yeah, Evan's asking if it's better than Jason Becker. Better than Jason Becker, right? Is that the guitarist? Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Becker. Yeah, I think he's dead now. Yeah, Jason Becker was one of the greatest. Heavy metal is another passion of mine. Jason Becker has a great story.
Yeah, Brad says that book is banned in America because we're the land of oppression, right?
Wow.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah. Is that Brazilian artist or is that?
No, he's Italian.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I hadn't seen that before. Yeah, it's probably too edgy in America right now. They probably get pulled, right? So, yeah, you can't do anything like that, right? So.
I don't know. It's easier. It's easier now than it was before.
You go to other countries, man, and they're so open with sexuality and stuff. We really tightened it. We got that old puritanical pilgrim values from like 500 years ago that we're still holding on to for some reason. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's a legacy of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, probably to a degree, right? I mean, it's kind of weird, but you go over to like Europe and stuff, and it's like, no big deal, that's it. Yeah, and then Grant says that Italians love their sex comics. So
sure they do.
Why not?
We all do,
right? Yeah, look at Kickstarter. We talked about that, right? You have the booby variant cover, right? You can have the boobs on the right. So we'll see a heel turn a boob. Yeah.
Heel turn the boob edition, only for the backers on the top tier.
Yeah, make it a flip book. You flip it over and it's all boobs, right? So go the other way. Yeah.
There's no women there. He only kills men and people who have around him. Like he doesn't kill. He has a code. He doesn't kill women.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill children or animals. No. Yeah, he did kill a dog on the first one. Yeah.
John
but-
Slim says he needs to do a boob variant. Yeah, man, that's a big thing. We were joking last night that John and I were just going to do a book that was just totally TNA, just for it to be ridiculous, and put that on Kickstarter. It had just a horrible storyline and no point whatsoever, other than to show boobs and ass.
Yeah, but how depressing? How depressing would that be when it just crushes everything else we did, and we're just like,
if it made me enough that I could do art full time and I didn't have to do anything else, hey, whatever, whatever it takes. Right?
sorry, kids, you can't read any of these books.
Yeah.
if I need the money, I would do that on the side, but I'll change my signature.
Pen name, yeah.
Yeah, so no one would know that was me. And I don't think I wouldn't enjoy it, because there's some art in there. There's some art on being horny all the time and drawing about that.
Tommy Ice is on. Welcome, Tommy. That's cool. Yep. Grant says he doesn't mind erotic comics. Honestly, there's a lot more thought put into them than American comics, where it's just put a chick in there with giant tits on the cover. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a whole nother subculture in the subculture, right? So it's a kind of an interesting thing, man. It's a thing. Yeah, it's been interesting to see that. But those Kickstarters just kill, man. You see 40 grand and stuff. It's like, oh my God, I'd take the next 6 months off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, John, would you write about that? If you have to.
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
We lost him on boobs, on tits.
Yeah, I was just thinking about him for a second. Sorry. No.
If writing about sex and boobs and stuff.
I don't know. I feel weird. I think. Maybe if there was cause whenever sometimes I'll read a novel too, and there'll be a scene where they could get by with just writing high level, if you will, but then they just keep going it, and I'm like, okay, like looking around my shoulders, like no one sees these words, right? Like I'm sitting here reading the book.
Yo, my God, that reminds me of Homeland. Have you guys seen it?
Oh man, I need to go back and watch that. I watched the first season.
The fourth season?
First season.
The first season, yeah. There should be 11 of them, And it's most of the time they are fucking in some way. They fuck your mind or they fuck each other. The storyline is good until season 3. After that, it just goes fucking belly up. So I don't recommend at all after that. And there are some things that kind of keep you there watching, and you want to see what's coming, but you get so disappointed. You get increasingly disappointed in each episode. So, like I saw it all, and at the end, I hated myself for wasting my time.
Yeah, those are the worst shows. You get the first few seasons where you're like hooked, and then it's like, now I just got to keep watching no matter what, and it just goes downhill.
It sucks. It's terrible. Yeah,
that's what I did with Walking Dead. I didn't even watch the last few seasons. I couldn't even do it. Although I heard the last 2 seasons were like really good, but there was a few seasons I couldn't handle.
I liked it just when it was Rick, right? And there was a few people left in the world. Like they did that thing. There was a cool show called Last Man on Earth. It was like a comedy show with Will Forte.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That was great when it was like him and one other person. And they brought in a whole bunch of people. And it's like, I don't give a shit anymore. Right? So it's kind of like that. Yeah, Brad says there should be a Caligula comic book too.
Wow. Yeah. Blood, sex, and killing. That would be great.
Sounds like a hit.
Yeah, it does sound like a hit.
It's got production value, right?
Yeah. Hey, what do we? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject.
No, it's all right.
Boobs. Well, we can talk about boobs. It's
we got
my wife.
I see my wife.
It says my wife is watching. Yeah, probably my wife. She'd probably like, screw you guys, I'm out.
Oh, they're talking boobs. They're being boys.
Yeah. Drinking beer and talking about boobs.
Yeah, typical Saturday night, right? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, not great. Not great.
I'll tell you, going back to Walking Dead though, man, reading the graphic novels, right? Going back through those, and like it moves so much more fast than the show did, right? And I kind of like it a little bit more, actually. Like most things, I like the book better. Or up to 12 people. Keep up the boob talk.
Why not?
I only have the first 3 volumes of Walking Dead. Do you get them all?
I got through 8 right now. I've been just buying
Okay.
them used. Yeah, because they're too much to buy new, right? I mean, was there 32 of them at what, $20 a pop? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. So I've been just when I find them used, I buy a lot of them, like on eBay. You know, I get like 10 of the whack for $40 or something. So that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
I had volume 1 for years. My friend Corey gave it to me, and I wasn't reading comics much at that point, but that was when Walking Dead was like prime on TV. Like everyone watched it. So that was when I was still in my apartment, I think. So and then I found it when I was cleaning out my basement office here, the dungeon. And now that I'm in the comics, I read it, and I read it all in one sitting, and I can't believe I missed out this whole time. It's awesome.
Sorry, guys. I was just imagining a variant cover of Walking Dead with only boobs.
Zombie boobs?
Zombie boobs.
That's the title of this episode. The title of this episode is Zombie Boobs. You need to change that.
Yeah.
Ah, God. Oh, I'm sick. Sick-minded, man. Sorry for that.
Oh,
It might be your angle, man. That could be your new thing, right?
I don't know. You know, whatever works. I'm up for the money.
Yeah, right. You whore yourself out, right? Whatever. Who cares? You know? Yeah. Yep. So I just pulling up a banner ad here, man. It says back Yule 1, right? We're up on Kickstarter. Heel turn 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are guys who, if you're not familiar or know what's going on with that, Rogerio, we kind of have a relationship now with Heel Turn. We're doing a crossover. Was it like a poster on there, kind of? Where if you back both Heel Turn and Yule 1, you'll get that as an extra bonus too. So that's pretty cool. So pretty excited about that.
To share that.
Yeah, you want to share the campaigns? Let's do it real quick. Why not? Why not? We're here. So
well, I don't know if is it showing on ours the image. Oh yeah, there it is. Awesome. Let me get this.
Brad Hurd says sex sells. It sure does, right? And then Dick Price is on. He says fuck wop wop. I don't know. Hey, whatever. You say it, I'll say it. So
Where are seeing all those comments?
they're on my phone. They're on my Facebook. So.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them on my Facebook.
I'm on my profile, so maybe I have to go to mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just let you read them.
Right. So here, I'll load this up. There we go. Let's see. Boom. Here we go. Boom. So there's the crossover. Rogerio drew this, and then I colored it. So we got Rogerio. Tell us a little bit about the art. I think will tell us a little bit more.
When Will approached me, he said, "Oh, would you do a crossover between y'all and Heel Turn?" I say, "Oh, yeah, sure." And then I got the 2 main characters there probably in a situation that they would have been. And later I discovered that the kid was 8 years old. And I said, oh, fuck, I thought it was 12 or something. And then Joel told me, no, it's all right because he can travel through time. So it's okay. And then I replied, thank you, saved me again. Because I'm really a bit dyslexic. So I'm very easy to forget things. Get things on the go. Then I go with the feeling. And that took me a couple of hours, to get that finished, because once you have the idea in your mind, all you have to do is just to put the inks on, and it was really satisfying drawing that. And I like the result,
I think it's really cool.
Joe got the feeling that it was night. I didn't tell him anything about it. And I said, okay, that must be night. Yeah, it was night because it's the best time to psychopath to work, And
I love the idea he just teleports into an active serial killer happening. That's kind of this boy, right? Because part of the story of Yule too is Will has some mishaps like that in his travels where he's not using the Kasi, which is the vice he's holding. He's not using it properly, so he ends up in situations he really doesn't want to be in. So it's really fitting for that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just everything falls into place when you have some good characters, and maybe in the future we can actually do it.
Hey, yeah, right. Well, there's so many possibilities. Possibilities.
Yeah, very, very many.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
Yeah.
so just again to let everyone know, I mean, because last night we didn't have this many people watching live, although we have over 100 views on the video last night, so maybe some of the people saw it. But this is Will, the main character from Yule, Joel and I's comic series, and then the crazy dude there with the knife is the main character for Heel Turn, and so the idea was to mesh the two together in a drawing, and have both artists combine to put it together. So just to promote that, right? So anyone that backs both of our Kickstarters for Heel Turn and for Yule will automatically get this print in their order. So all you got to do is message Will, who this is probably confusing because Will's the kid's name, but Will's the guy that that wrote Heel Turn.
Yeah.
So message Will. Is that how we decided to do it? Just have him message him directly, or could he message us? They could message us too if they,
Yeah, we'll get it
or
to him. Yeah, we'll get it to him.
We can pass that on.
message any of us really, so we can just make sure that if you're backing both, you're getting this, because obviously that's going to be very limited. There won't be many printed. So it's a cool opportunity.
John, can you summarize what Yule is about?
Yeah, Yule follows Will here. Now he's not there anymore, but he was.
There he goes.
No, it's good.
Sorry.
So, no, it's cool. So it follows Will, who in the comic is 8, not 12, and he gains possession of the Kasi. That's that cube he's holding there. He gets it in the back of an antique shop, and he just buys it because it's $1. He thinks it looks cool. He sees it lighting up in the corner of his eye, so he takes it home, not thinking anything. And in a fit of rage later on, he actually accidentally activates it. So this device can actually control time. It can suspend time. It can dimension hop. It's a very powerful device that Santa Claus used to use to suspend time, so he could deliver gifts around the world in a single night. And he gets teleported to this unknown dimension between his home and the North Pole. He wakes up in this field. It's dark. It's snowing. There's wood surrounding him, and there's some evil lurking out there, and they're coming for the cube, the Kasi. So that's the launching point for the series. That's issue 1, but it's obviously going to be much bigger than that. There's going to be an evil half-elf main villain named Ragnar that's coming for the Kasi, and Will's going to get some help along the way, but he ultimately needs to get this thing to safety. He needs to save the world and get himself home. So.
Yeah, Dick Price wants to know, do you think your collaboration strays from your own art style? So I thought it was kind of cool to see Rogerio do a take on Will. So I thought that was kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be different, which I kind of like that, though, right? Because it stands out. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully my colors are the same. They feel the same, right? I did the same kind of process I would do for Yule. So I colored it, but Rogerio drew it. So yeah, hopefully it translates. But I did like to see someone else's take on the character, too. So it's fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So there's that again. So yeah, back both campaigns, you get that, right? So Rogerio's drawing, my coloring, boom, there it is. So best of both worlds. And I'm going to totally take that opportunity to pimp out the fact that Rogerio, the other tie-in is he's working on a book called Deadball for us, which will be out hopefully for September. We're trying. So we'll see. Yeah. That'd be cool.
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? We have, for anyone that's followed us on Facebook, we have a Comic Con, the Granite State Comic Con coming up in September. That's why September is in our head for the deadline. We want, if possible, we want Yule 1, Yule 2, and Deadball on our tables, which it's with all the printing delays, it's going to be a tight schedule. But either way, we're going to be promoting both. We've talked about, having something on the table for Deadball regardless. Posters, some 0 issues, which might be half issues, just to promote it. But pretty excited. So
yeah, we're going to bring on some other books too from other writers, other artists too at the table. So like John Schlim and I've been talking offline about maybe getting some of his titles up there too. So I'm not sure he can make the con or not, but I did offer to put some of his titles. So another New Hampshire artist, comic creator will be there too.
Do you know where? I want to know. I don't want to butcher it, but is that where are they located?
I think he's in Kentucket.
Okay.
Or it says Kentucket Valley, so I don't know. So over there, like over there.
Well, I backed another New Hampshire comic company recently. I just got it in the mail, a couple issues there, and you had sent me the link to them initially, so I didn't know if it was him. I can't
Yeah, let
remember
me
the
pull
name.
up what he's doing. He sent me some titles. See if I can find that real quick. I gotta scroll through. So sorry about the dead time. If you guys want to chat while I look that up, have at it.
Yeah. So for Deadball, anyone that doesn't know the concept, if the protagonist is a baseball player that from the 1900s, the Deadball era. That's where the name comes from, and he makes a deal with the devil sort of situation. His career gets cut short by a gruesome injury, and the leader of the carnival is an evil man, but the main character's name is Ted. He makes a deal to basically get his career back in line, which he has pretty big motives as to why that's the case, why he's so desperate to do this. Makes a deal without even knowing what the return favor is. And it's a lot darker than Yule. It's very adult themed. There's going to be more violence, and I'm excited to see how this turns out. So it's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, John Schlimm's doing Goth Ghost Girl. I think I found him through that actually on Kickstarter. A title called Mask, spelled Masque. Infinity Angels. Bird with a Stick. I think I saw Bird with a Stick on there too. And he actually says that Mask 3 and Infinity Angels 3 are currently getting prepped for the printer. So he's busy,
Angels
man.
or agents?
I'm sorry, Agents. You're right. Infinity Agents. My apologies.
Because that's the one I bet. That's what I bought
go.
a couple of those from him. So that's cool. We're gonna have him on. I'll have to have those handy when we have them on because they came in. They look great, by the way.
Yeah, he does some solid work, man. It's cool. It's like just, I don't know, 20 miles down the road. So it's cool.
I got a question for you both. How can you find the time to read all the comics you buy and you back?
I don't.
I do is I get to the point where I feel like I draw like shit, right? And then I'm like, oh, I got to put that down for the night. And then I'll read for like a half hour until my eyes won't stay open anymore. Then I go to bed. So that's how I try to, maybe a half hour a night. I try to fit it in, or during the day too, right? So yeah, I'm good at procrastinating. So.
Well, my problem too is I read a lot of novels, which are even more time consuming. And I was still doing okay with that for a lot of this, but now with Kickstarter, like every free second, I'm like, I'm pimping this thing out. So
probably driving people crazy online with it.
Yeah,
you got it though. I mean, you got it because the damn thing. We talk about the algorithms and people aren't seeing your stuff and your posts, and so you just hope somebody sees it, right? So you have to. You post 10 times and they might see you one time. So it's a pain in the ass. It really is. I wish you could see everything. And I'll see people, if you go and sort your feed on Facebook, you do like most recent, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't heard from that guy in a long time, right? And there he is. So that's cool. Like, he's still around. He's posting regularly. Why doesn't he show up in my feed? I'd like to know what he's up to. So that's a real pain too when that happens. So yeah. Yep. Change our view a little bit. Here we go. Just to mix it up.
Get rid of the empty cement behind me.
I like your cement, man. It looks like you're in prison. I love it.
I feel like it. But
you're married, so you're in prison. Anyway.
I need
a nice one.
Yes.
My wife was actually up on Instagram today, pimping out our book, and she got us a backer. So we
got a sale out of it,
right? Yeah. Dick Price said it's a conspiracy on Facebook. It really is, man. It's a pain in the ass. Like, it's such a hard thing to do. Like, people are probably sick of seeing my posts, and it's like, it's such a hard thing,
It just makes no sense. Like, sometimes we'll have a video and it's like, it says it reached 10 people, and we're like, and then we'll have a random post and it says it reaches 400 people, and you're like, how the hell is
they turned you on for that day, right? They flicked your switch or something. Yeah, that sucks.
I just found out that there's one thing that never works. When you share somebody's anything, people don't get to see it.
They don't like links. Like, if you put a link to anything, like
no, that doesn't work at all. When I want something to be seen, I just tag people, but it's a pain in the arse because you have to waste like 15, 20 minutes. I don't have that kind of time when I'm working. And like I've been sharing stuff. Nobody gets to see it. Nobody. Like,
Yeah, I've had to change like letters. So like I use like the number 3 for the letter E, right? Use like the @ symbol for A and things like that, just so like the bots don't pick up on like keywords. Like if you spell Kickstarter, they're probably like, yeah, we're not going to show that. But if you
But
do
let
like,
me let me tell you something. I'm a proud man. I have never given a penny to Zuckerberg.
yeah,
Never.
we tried that, man. We did a real short money one, and it did nothing. It was a waste of time. Waste of time.
Yeah.
We might have gotten one sale out of it. We don't even know. We got a random sale that we didn't know who it was, but it washed out basically. You know, if that's the case. But
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need more boob talk because we dropped down our views.
Yeah. Let's talk about boobs. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
There's
production value.
there's no one here, so I'm okay.
The kids are in bed, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I'm
no
sitting
women
this,
around.
well,
right.
my wife's watching, so I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah, like no,
I
we're
think it's-
going to talk boobs professionally. Under a kind of
An artistic merit.
an
right?
atomic kind of way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Dick Price
yeah.
says we should show more boobs. So.
Yeah, but we were just joking, of course, because we're not sell-offs.
Yeah.
If we were, maybe we would have been already in the industry, you know, big time.
Right.
Because that's the easy way.
Yeah. Low
It's the
hanging.
easy
We call
way.
that. They say low hanging fruit, right? So.
Seriously,
Yeah.
go to Kickstarter. Look at the top like 30 popular comic projects. They're all like you see big boobs on every single image. Like,
Well, you know, like, that sends a message. People are really sex deprived in some way.
Yeah.
You know,
So prostitution should be legal, right?
yeah. I don't think so. There's so many availability out there. You know, like I never pay for something that I can get for free.
There you go. Well, you're a good talking guy, Rogerio. So,
Yeah,
so
well,
you have no problem, right? So,
When I park my car, I make sure that I'm gonna get a parking lot that doesn't charge. You know,
Right.
That's my relationship with things and with money.
right.
And I never paid for sex, and I won't.
Right.
No.
Just same here. I've been to Amsterdam too. I didn't take anything in Amsterdam, man. That was. I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
were you the one tell me Amsterdam is legit what you would expect it to be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were in Ireland, did you get into other countries over there too, or travel, or just Ireland?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I went
Yeah.
to at least 15 countries because it was really cheap to travel.
Yeah, it is.
2 hours away from most Europe. So
Yeah. They didn't check passports or anything when I was there. Like nobody was checking passport. It was crazy. Yeah, nobody cared back then.
Right, like you go to Croatia, like there's no passport checking there. Like who wants to live there? No, you want to go there to eat good food and drink great beverages, but never to stay there and take their jobs. No, that doesn't happen.
Our train ticket would have got us to Turkey. We could go all the way to Turkey, but I got as far as Poland, and that's as far as I went. So I didn't want to go. I don't want to get too far out, into Europe and get out that way too many. So
Where about in Poland?
We just dipped over the border. I forget the town. It was like a know-nothing town on the west border there. But we just said, "Hey, let's go to Poland." So we were there just to say we went. But yeah, I forget the name. But probably the best time we had was actually in Berlin. We went to Germany. That was really cool to see like the Berlin Wall and all that. What's left of it? There's not much left. It's they tore all that shit down right after. Yeah. But we met a nice gal. She spoke English very well because she was an airline stewardess for a German airline. So she was selling pieces of the Berlin Wall. We spent some time with her and hanging out and bought some pieces of the Berlin Wall to take home. But it's crazy when you go, like you're walking through Berlin, you see on the buildings where all the bullets hit the building. And you think about it, man, you can't go like a meter without seeing a bullet hole. And you think like, God, those are the ones that missed, right? And so you start to think like how many more hit what they were shooting at. But there's still buildings that are still messed up from the war. Like they're still burnt and destroyed. And It's crazy. It's still bad.
It is crazy to imagine that it happened like a couple of decades ago.
Yeah, right. It wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't. No.
Historically speaking, it was yesterday.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we have evolved a lot from there.
Hopefully.
This is why I'm very optimistic. I think we are going forward. I think we are getting better. We're getting better.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time we had a huge war?
Right. Well, hasn't America like pretty much always been at war? I think there was like 30 years where we didn't have a war, like an active war. It's crazy, like in our history. We're always doing something in some other country. It's nuts.
Yeah. There was something in between. Some
people didn't like Donald Trump, but he didn't start any new wars. So at least there's that. It was like the first time in 30 years or something there was no new wars.
I don't like him. But I have to say that he was more pacific than Obama administration. Yeah, the numbers are there. You can just check it for yourself.
Well, our gasoline price has gone up, almost double since he left. So there's things like that hurt. So
yeah. It's the same here. Like
I paid $70 to fill my tank the other day. I was like, holy crap. But
yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we like our war for some reason. I don't know. Like it's funny because we're a young country. You think about it. We're only 250 years old, but you go to somewhere like China, and they're 3,000-4,000 years old, right? So we're like a child coming to tell you what to do. It's like, get out of here, kid. Take a beat. Take a hike.
Let me tell you something. China is not another country. It's another civilization. It's another planet.
I've been twice. I've been 2 times to China. Yeah, my ex-wife taught English there.
Never been to China, but I got to meet a lot of Chinese people when I was studying English there in Ireland. It was a big thing because they used to send the students to learn English there and come back and work for the industry.
Right.
And they would tell me their situation there, politically, philosophically. You pick a subject, they would have something completely out of the box. And so, fuck, doesn't happen in there? Yeah, really. And I was so astonished with that kind of information I got. I said, fuck, this is not really a country that we can compare to any other country on the planet. They have their own system. Yeah. And that system works in a way that we can even imagine. And we were very fortunate to go there, but I have to tell you that you should have gone inside the country. That
I went to
area there.
Yeah, furthest I went out was like Qingchong was a little bit west of like Beijing, Shanghai, out that way a little bit. So you can see. But what's crazy when you're in Shanghai is you have this beautiful modern city, but then there's like literally almost a line in the sand where it's the old country, right? So you see people with brand new car, they have a BMW, Audi, and then there's next to somebody that has a rickshaw with pig heads. They're going to the market to sell, right? So it's there's literally a line that happens in the city. It stops, and then it goes to the old country. It's really interesting.
It's not a gap. It is a business.
There's no middle class. No middle class. It's either rich or poor, right? So it's another thing too. That's a big thing. But the work ethic over there is crazy, phenomenal. Like they really believe in driving the economy forward and business, and they know it's good for the people, the country. So you go to a store, there's like an associate on every single aisle of the store. When you go to a store here, you can't find anybody to help you with anything. They're all out back or smoking cigarettes or something. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, it's hard to get some help. But over there's literally an associate for each aisle, and they're trying to sell you stuff, right? It's interesting.
Yeah, and there's something that kind of bugs me. Why the Chinese and Japanese people, they are not very inventive art-wise. Like they have the manga stuff, but
that's hot. That's huge.
Nothing
it's huge.
Nothing that kind of goes the other way. Like there's no much variety in there. And
the manga stuff is big, man. That's a The
It
whole
is.
genre.
It is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
Even here,
the best selling comics are manga comics.
mangas, yeah,
Yeah.
but they have 2 billion people only in China, so anything could
Right.
be just as
Yeah.
fantastically big, when you have that many customers there to buy your stuff. But what really kind of bothers me is that there's no much things to choose from when you go to comic when it comes to comics. It's manga or what? I don't know what else you can see, because in the eastern side of the world, like there's a lot of things, lots of things. Like even in your country there, like if you travel from the east side to the eastern side, like you see so many artists and very different paths, artistically speaking. And I don't get to see. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't know like the fucking continents that country. But I don't.
It's probably because there's so many different cultures that come here, right? So you got people from Europe, you got people from Asia, you got people from South America, right? So they all come up here, so they mix together, right? So you pick up a little bit of things from Italian, pick up a little things from, I don't know, whatever, Englishmen, you pick up things from Brazilian people. It's like all the things kind of come together and share ideas. So maybe
That,
that
that,
has
that,
something to do.
but that doesn't explain everything. It explains part of it, because now China, at least Beijing, has a lot of people from other countries, other continents. That are there. There are
That's
more
true.
people.
That's true. Yeah, Shanghai, they say there's like 10 million. I think when I was there was like 10 million people in the city, but there were 18 million people in the city because 8 million were from other countries doing business.
Yeah.
There
Do,
for
do,
business.
do, do you know where are the most? No, let me rephrase it. Do you know what country has the biggest amount of English speakers in the world?
It's probably China. I mean, they all know
It,
English. They all know English.
it, it is
Yeah.
China. It
Yeah,
is
yeah, they
China.
all know
It
English
is
because
China. Yeah,
they understand that if they know English, they can sell stuff. It's for business, right? So
exactly.
that teach the kids right off the bat, and they all think we're rich, and we're like we're not rich, but the average when I was there, the average Chinese worker made about 3,500 US a year, right? And people say, oh, that's not a lot of money, but the dollar went very far. Like $1 was worth like $8 over there. When you go to dinner, we would spend, if it's just me, it might be $15. You go there, it's like $2. So when you go to dinner, so it's the dollar goes a lot further. When I was there, it was like 100 US was 800 RMB, and you could buy $800 worth of stuff there with it. So $100 is like you had 800. So it's crazy. Yeah.
It's worth the travel.
Yeah, it's hard. The biggest cost is to fly the plane. Get the plane over there. But once you're there, if you bring $1,000, that's a lot of money. So it goes well. So, yeah, yeah. It was a crazy country though. It was beautiful. Like the Shanghai city though, man, was like The Fifth Element. If you see that movie, right? That's what it looked like. It's super modern and very, very clean. Because everybody gets assigned a job. If you're not working for a private company, the government gives you a job. So there might be some guy whose job is just to wash the street every day. And they'll be out there in the rain, washing the street in the rain. It's like that's their job. They have to do water plants, same deal, right? They're out there watering the plants in the rain because that's their job. So it was crazy to see. It was wild. Yeah.
Yeah, sure it is. They're
Yeah.
swimming in money now.
Oh yeah, yeah. So much cash, like in the city, but you get in the country, it's very, very poor. It's like I ran into that in Honduras too. When I was in Honduras, either very wealthy or extremely poor. There's no middle class Honduras either. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to get a Chinese English translator to get our stuff up there.
Yeah, right. I don't know. You got to get through. You have to have your book screened by the Communist Party to get your book over. Right. So,
oh,
good
right.
luck.
Yeah, but
Yeah, good luck.
I don't think that ball would be an issue there. There's no politics involved in it. So
yeah, right. Yeah, we'll see. It depends on who you know, right? That's the communist work. If you know the government, somebody in the government, you get in. So
yeah. So if you are Chinese and you're watching this, please leave your comments here. We may hire.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dick Price is still with us. He said he does stop motion animation, so that's kind of cool, right? That's got to be hard. That's going to be hard. I wonder. So, like, I know Roger and I use Clip Studio. It does have animation in there.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I haven't got into it. I've seen some videos on YouTube. I thought it was cool, but you see some of the intros to some of these podcasts, man, and they're slick. And I was like, we need an animated intro, and I'm like, I don't have time to put that together. You know,
I want that so bad. I want just
I know you do.
cool
Yeah.
3D Livid logo coming in.
It might happen. It might happen. We'll see.
It's
We got
going
back to Kickstarter. We might have some money to put that together. We do have some
Yeah.
guys that will do it, but we got to pay them like everybody wants to get paid. That's how it works, right?
Should talk
We
to
got-
this.
we got
should talk
bills.
to Dick about doing a stop animation for Yule. You know,
Yeah, right.
have a like claymation horror themed situation.
That'd be very cool, right? I'd love it.
That'd be kind of cool.
I do like the old horror movies where it's the stop motion, right? Where it's actually puppets and paper mache, not just a computer, but they actually made real puppets and things to do it. Like that's cool. Like the original Ghostbusters was like that, right? They kind of did some of that stop motion things too,
They did. But fuck, that's really hard to do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes to it's like the digital comics, right? It's easy. It's easier than drawing on paper and doing the ink and the color, take a picture, right? So same thing. It's just time makes it fast,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to do it.
I was trying to get an assistant here, but it's really hard. Like I tried to lure my daughter into doing it, and she's very, very good, but she doesn't give two fucks.
Crazy dad with his crazy comic world. Like,
oh God, I want to bring everybody in.
Yeah, right.
My eyes they sparkle when I see some young talent, And when they don't care, I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't face it. It's really hard, especially when it's your kid.
Dick threw out a big number. He said it's $12,000, John, to do our intro. So I guess we'll need some more backers on Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
$12,000? Okay, yeah. I'll do it.
Right. Yeah. To do the stop motion. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Thanks. We'll have to stick with the eyeball for now, but which is cool. I like the eyeball.
We get to that level, man. Like we'll hook it up, man. If I could pop $12,000 for an intro, buddy, I know I've made it, right? So. Yeah. I'd be smoking better cigars than I am right now. That's for sure. So. Yeah. Maybe that'll happen someday. We'll see if we can hook it up. We just need more people to get on there and back our campaign and hook us up. So if somebody wants to drop 10 large on there and make that happen, it happens. So, right.
Yeah. What are you guys reading at the moment?
I just got. I'm looking forward to reading Nice House on the Lake. I just got that book in the mail today. It was supposed to come Monday, but it came early. And that's the same writer that did Something is Killing the Children. So I'm interested in taking a look at that. I finished that series, book 3, the Alien series, right? Marvel put that out now, so they're redoing Alien. That's pretty good. Trying to think timeline. The Bishop's in it, which is cool. It's a fun read. It's short, right? The book's like 22 pages. It goes pretty quick when you rip through it. But the art's nice. They got they're calling her like the Alpha Queen that she's in there. She's like a humanoid alien take, which is kind of interesting. But I think it's trying to think timeline-wise. It's definitely after, obviously, the main movies with Ripley, right? It's after that. So, and I think it's obviously it's after Prometheus. I think it's like maybe 100 years after the Ripley storyline, but it's cool. It's a fun read. The art's nice. Good for Marvel to redo Alien. I was concerned when Disney bought them that we may never see any Alien stuff again, right? Because it's not really in the Disney wheelhouse, right? So
it's not on the Disney Channel. No,
yeah,
it isn't.
I started watching WandaVision on Disney Plus too. And
we've been watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. And then I'm late to the party on Mandalorian too, so I'm going through that also. So
I love that show.
Yeah.
I'm not even a huge Star Wars buff, but I love Mandalorian. So
I'm like a volume 6 on Star Wars, right? I'm not like 10 like crazy guy, and I'm not like totally not interested. I'm like volume 6, right? So yeah. I'm late in all those movies. I lost like the timeline. I don't know what order to watch them in now.
Right.
Right. They came out. There was like it's such a big deal when the new film came out with Jar Jar. It was like a big deal, right? So we all went to see that. I went to the midnight premiere, right? Did all that. And then all of a sudden it was like within the next, 5-6 years, man, it was like boom, 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 movie. It's like, I can't keep up with this. And then, yeah. Grant says he can't get into a lot of the latest Marvel stuff. I would agree with that, man. I think it's hard to read those. I passed right by them on the shelf at the comic store. DC stuff too. I got Batman Black and White. That was okay because I like to see the various takes from the different artists that they did there. That's a fun series. But Last Ronin's been great. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's been real good. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I think some of the artists for that are actually going to be at the Granite Con.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Ben Bishop's going to be there.
Yeah. We just connected online, so that's cool. So excited to see Ben come on. Yeah, that's a good book. I grew up with that when I was like 8 years old. Was Ninja Turtles was the shit when we were kids.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I read that to Will, and I have to change some of the words around a little bit. But
I like it though because it's going back to its roots.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
That's how it used to be, right? It was just like that. So,
yep.
Yeah, back when they got hurt and swore and stuff. And it's cool to see like the flashbacks. So like Eastman jumps in and draws like a page or two of the flashback, the old style. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, really, really heavy black. Like the contour lines, just it was like really thick lines, and that's a whole different style too. When you look at his stuff compared to where it went, with the new style that they're doing. But yeah, it's wild. It's a good book.
Yeah. That's So I haven't even finished the third. To Rogierio's point from earlier, like how do you guys find time to read? I have to stop buying. Like I have a stack of comics, of novels too. Like right now, I'm reading a novel called Stolen Tongues, which I had never heard of. I'm in a few horror groups on Facebook, and this book was blowing up. You can't see the cover there, but it's kind of a cool cover too.
Yeah, right.
The title is written in like the snow behind this like creature, but
Stolen Tongue.
Stolen
Great
Tongues.
cover. Yeah.
So it's like a folklore horror story, but I'm only like 25 pages in, so I don't even know much about what's going on yet. But apparently, it's like one of the best horror novels in years. So I'm pretty excited to read it, but I haven't even like I said, I pick it up, I go to read, I'll read a paragraph, and then I'm like going on social media to like on Twitter. I've been trying to get our Twitter built up, so I'm just like adding people and trying to interact, and just like, man, when am I going to ever read a book again? But
I have a 2-tiered nightstand, so that worked out well. So I have what I need to read and what I have read. So I kind of go through each night, and I just have a pile. I just go to one, put the one down, go to the next one. I still have to get through Joe Hill's graphic novel book. Did you finish that?
I didn't get that the one you got. I bought the individuals. No, I didn't buy the one you bought, but I have all of them individually. So, I've read all of Wraith. I've read Basket Full of Heads, Plunge.
Did you read The Cape?
No, that's one I don't have. So
yeah, that was fun. That's a good read. Yeah,
Right, guys, how good is Twitter for promoting? Don't answer now. Don't answer now. I'm gonna grab another beer.
Okay.
Yeah, Grant says that he's more into trade paperbacks, and he just started Wonder Woman: Dead Earth. That's supposed to be like the book of the year. I've been trying to find that at the LCS. I mean, I can get it online, right? But I try to support my guys. But it must be good because he's always sold out when I go down to the store. So, yeah. I've been trying to find that too. I heard that was solid. That was like supposed to be the book of the year, which is crazy.
Like with DC, it's I love Batman, so I'll read anything Batman, and then the DC Black Label stuff, which is the Joe Hill and the horror themed comics. But I don't know why I can't get into a lot of the DC characters outside of Batman. It's just never done much for me.
Yeah, thank God for Batman, man. That saved that company, right? So, yeah, Dick Price said Grant Freeman is that who wrote the book, or I'm not sure what his reference is there. I'm not familiar with the name.
I'm not sure.
Is that the one who wrote? Is that the one who wrote your tongue book there?
No. That was some new author. So, the story behind that book too is really cool. So, this is where we need to get more involved with Reddit for Livid Comics. I'm just clueless on Reddit, but so he used to write snippets on Reddit. He would just post them every day, and it blew up in some horror community on Reddit, and basically he ended up writing a novel out of it because it was so popular on there, and now the novel's blowing up, and it's just so cool. He just was writing a little bit each day and just posting it on there, and people were like hooked on it. So
yeah.
Okay. I'm back.
All right, he's back. What's that painting behind you? Did you do that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I saw it.
I tried.
Is that
Wasn't
oil?
very-
Was that oil?
Yeah, it is oil. Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a different.
Lot of work, and it's not my thing. But I tried.
It's different. You got to work like dark to light, right? So it's a little bit. You wouldn't think that you put white over black, but you can. It works out well.
Let me bring it closer so you can see it.
Dick Price says there should be no more reboots of comics and things, right? So, right? Yeah, here we go. Oh, nice. There you go. What's the story behind that one? I'll wait till he gets back.
That's bigger
Yeah,
than I thought. I didn't
right?
realize how big that thing was behind him.
Yeah, right. I thought it was like a 16 by 20 or something,
Yeah.
but that's big, man. That's awesome. It's like somebody from Gwar or something. Right? So, yeah. I'll wait till he gets his cans on here. So what's the story behind that piece there? I say it looks like the band Gwar, like she'd be in Gwar or something, right? So,
The thing is, I tried everything. I tried doing oil.
well, that's it. Yeah, that's
And
it, man.
drawing on walls, on people's skins,
Yeah.
tattoo and stuff. But I don't like the blood. And the thing is, like, I love digital art, and I love drawing on paper, and it's easier and cleaner.
Right?
I didn't like the smell of the paint. That made me a little bit sick.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, no, I can't stand it. And then
I think my smell is gone from years of working with cars, like just automotive from the exhaust and the chemical. My wife will be like, "You smell that?" I'm like, "I don't smell anything." Right? I can't smell. I can't hear because I was a drummer in a metal band, so I had a big cymbal that was up by my head, just hitting that
You're
thing.
running out of senses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember.
You
So I was gonna say, I did pencil drawings and whatnot, and before Joel and I ever even talked about comics, I used to bug him. I was going to go over to his studio so he could teach me how to paint because I want to paint. I want to try it at some point in my life. I feel like I would suck, but I don't know. Something I've always wanted to try. But
Yeah, I just took to it. I liked it because, like, with the ink, when you draw the line, it's there. You have to white it out or whatever. But the oil, you don't like it. You just take a rag, wipe it off there, and go again.
You have to keep on trying till you find something that really resonates. Now I'm trying to make some time in the near future, to go into a course, and I just wish I can be admitted to. And the guy I respect a lot, and for me is one of the best in the world. And he says, yes, I have to take a month or two just to travel and go there and learn his craft. Yeah, you must know him. His name is Joe Bennett.
I know the name.
Yeah. He's Brazilian. He's the guy for the Incredible Hulk, not for the Immortal Hulk series. It's very good. He's one of the best, and he has something to teach me, and I think would be great to invest on it. And that's it. Like, we never know a lot. We never know much. We have to keep on doing it.
Right.
That's the beauty of the craft.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to hop back to comics, but here I am, right? So, so here we are. And I actually, what I do like outside of comics is, believe it or not, is putting videos together. I like doing the video editing and that type of stuff. I've done some things on my personal YouTube channel with that, and I like that a lot. It does take a long time to put in the graphics and do everything. Like, I could record a half-hour show and spend the next 6 hours cutting it out, doing fade in, fade out, graphics, things like that. It takes a long time. Grant says he's 100% digital now. He doesn't even draw on paper anymore. I'm kind of the same. We actually talked about that on the last show we were just on before we hopped on here. They were wondering about the process, and Wayne brought up a good point. He said, a lot of times people with the Kickstarter campaigns and things want to get original art or the covers, something. So as an artist, you can make additional money selling the original, and that does become difficult with the digital world. And I was joking that if I die, nobody's going to be able to get into my iPad, and so all my drawings, they'll never see them. Right, where if I had it on paper, they'll be out there. At least somebody find it in my studio. Maybe they give a shit somewhere. Who knows, right? But yeah. So
I just feel like when I draw digital, that I just take so much more time because I can zoom in and just do this and that, and it's like I get spoiled with it, you know. But then just more hours get sucked into it because on paper it gets to a point where I can't erase anymore. I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is, you know. If I erase anymore, it's gonna ruin the page. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I'm with you with that. You can get right down to the pixel, man. It's
yeah,
crazy. So Grant says that if somebody wants original, he'll do it on the computer, then print it out, and then trace it on a piece of paper. We kind of have that as one
Yeah.
of our rewards on the Kickstarter. We were going to redo an analog version of a pencil and or ink, depending on how much time I have. Page from Yule was one of the tiers there. Also, when I first started doing Yule, a lot of my art was in a sketchbook because I didn't have an iPad yet. I just had my old Mac, and it was dying and terrible, and it was downstairs. And I like to be lazy and sit in my bed and do Yule. So, right, I put my music on, and what happens here in the winter is really cold, and I have this old house. This house was built in 1850. So it's very drafty. So you go downstairs, it's cold, but upstairs it's warm. So I don't want to go down the winter into my studio. So when I got the iPad, I could just do that. So once I got the iPad, man, I switched over to just doing everything digital from now on, and it's so easy. Just erase the whole page, whatever.
It is easy. It's quicker. Like
Yeah,
you lose the aspect of creating something original for the standpoint of an artist, but you just change the platform.
yeah,
You using other technology. Like
yeah.
you can do on paper and then get it reprinted.
Right.
And then you wouldn't distinguish the original for the copy,
yeah.
depending
Like that's
on
I
the company.
remember my wife got me the Wacom. Geez, I can't remember the model number, but for Christmas,
Cintiq.
no, well, I have the portable, so it's portable, but it has to be plugged in to my laptop, so it's really, and
Has no
it's an
driver,
outlet.
right? Yeah, has no
Yeah,
drive.
so I can't, it's not like an iPad where I could just go to my bed. Like I have to bring my laptop, I have to plug it into the wall. But she asked me when I said I wanted one really bad. She's like, is that like cheating? And I'm like, no, that's how most people do it now. Like this is the way. So I get like I don't know if enough people respect the process of it. It's really you're still doing the drawing, you know. It's just
Oh yeah.
I guess I mean I don't know. Do you think like because it can be so much cleaner? Like there's no smudging, there's no like I don't know. Obviously, if you have a mistake, it's easier to fix. But I don't know.
If
I
they
just
had
think
the technology 200 years ago, artists would have used it. They used whatever they had at the
oh,
time, right? Like
absolutely.
the camera obscura was a thing, right? They showed that
Jo-
Vermeer used that, and
John brought a really good point, which is what is cheating?
right,
What is cheating? Because
right.
sometimes I used to think, fuck, I think I'm cheating because I use a lot of photograph references, because sometimes you can't imagine how a clothes will fold. It's very hard to imagine do that properly. Sometimes I take photographs, get the lighting, and I say, all right, this is the way the light acts. And then I can just redraw it. Because without that, I wouldn't have the right feeling to it. And I'm not the only one who does that. Some of the best guys, they use photographs as an aid. And I
Yeah.
say, all right, you're really a good artist, or you're just cheating. No, you're not cheating. You're copying nature. You're copying what the light can do for you.
Right.
And I'm up for that. I'm up for technology and whatever you can use to enhance your art. It is fair to use.
Yeah.
Cheating is stealing some people's work. That is
Right.
cheating. You know. So
Yeah.
if
When I used to post my drawings in like some groups, and I would see some people not saying to me specifically, but if someone says they use a reference photo or their grid system or this and that, that it wasn't legit, and I was just like, no, that's not true. Like if you look at, I don't have any examples next to me, actually. Um, that's an empty book, so that's not going to work. Um, here, hold on. We have time, right?
Got as much time as you want.
Yeah. Well, might not have enough time because apparently my drawing portfolio folder that has all my actual drawings in it is not down here. It's just the empty one. So scratch that. But and I'm not lifting my laptop up again because I don't want to dump my drink again.
That could be your
Not
signature move.
tonight.
Yeah,
could-
yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
My
You got,
brother texted me after that. He's like, I could tell you were way more pissed than you were letting on. I'm like, yeah, I was pretty pissed.
We
Yeah.
didn't notice.
People are gonna send you beer now because you lost one, so that's gonna be a
Yeah.
jam. They'll just
Yeah,
send you-
right.
We could do a beer review on here. Sure. We'll do
So,
some-
you guys are both in New England, are you?
yeah. John's about 40 minutes from me here, so it's nice we're close.
So you know we have a New English IPA.
Yeah.
IPA, yeah.
Very, very popular here. Very.
Yeah. So I actually worked at a homebrew shop for a period of time. So I would
Wow.
I helped them run their business. I wasn't really the brewer guy, but the business guy. And when I was there was a hop shortage. That was a real problem. And I guess there was like a fire somewhere, like Australia. They lost a lot of hops, and there was like a major drought somewhere else. So they lost a bunch of that. So the guy that owned the store actually developed a beer that was basically a hopless IPA, which was pretty cool. And he won some type of award for it. And he ended up going this, it's hard to do your own business, right? Some days you make a lot of money. Most of the days you make no money or lose money. So he went to work for a big brewer as like a brewmaster. So he brought that because his notoriety for his hopless beer was a big thing for an IPA when there was no hops to be had. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I love that style. I love that style.
I got grapes here on the property, so maybe wine might be in the future. But we have a lot of Cocker grape, and they're wonderful. Like October, they're just delicious. You can go pick them off the vine. They grow crazy. My wife and I try to tackle them on the farm here, and you can almost see the vines grow. They're so fast, so they keep coming and coming. So they're all over the place here. So it's nice. So maybe do some wine sometime. Make some. It'll be fun, right?
If you can have the time to do it.
Yeah, that's it. Don't have enough things to do. I got to make a vineyard now and get into doing wine. Like Christ,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 2 months since I had the last brewing experience here.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah, it really is. Yeah, and then it turns on you, it goes bad, right? It becomes vinegar. It's all that bad stuff. So, yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I invited Grant on the show, but he's just signing off for the night. But appreciate him coming by. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was listening to everything you guys said, but I was trying to find this. So like, I don't know. So you can't even see it good, but like this is a drawing I did. I think it came out pretty good. But I use a reference photo for everything I do. So that's why when we were talking before, like I can't do sequential. I mean, I could try it, but like I need like you can't see anything. Like that's all with just pencil,
That's really nice. I didn't know you could do that.
Right?
Oh yeah, man. That's how. Well, so that's what I was saying. Like that.
Yeah,
like Joel and I hit it off talking about drawing and stuff. So, that's why like painting. I don't know why I'm showing off. I just have it, so why not? Actually, this was one of my favorite ones right there. That one.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't see
Very,
it, but
very good. Very good.
Who's
This
the baseball
one blew
player?
me up.
Was it Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig? Is that who that
Ted
baseball?
Williams. No, Ted
Ted
Williams. Yeah. That was a request for somebody, but I try to keep all the originals unless I would sell them if someone really wanted to buy them, but I usually just sell prints. The only originals I don't keep are like when someone says "draw my dog." I don't care about it.
You're a humble man. Because
So I was doing sports art, and then John was doing sports art, and that's kind of how we started talking.
That's how,
So
yeah.
He would send me a text and say, check this out. I just did this, and I'd say, oh yeah, I'm working on this. So that's how we started chatting. I just got to plug in my my phone here real quick. I'm still here though.
So I remember. So actually, it's funny. So the Veritech A-Rod drawing I did, and it blew up. And I remember, like, Joel ended up painting. He painted that, and that blew up for him. Like, how many of those? You had to do like 5 of those. So this scene in baseball is a very famous scene here in New England, the Red Sox Yankees. so Joel ended up painting that, and he had to like recreate it like 4 or 5 times. He had to paint it for like 5 different customers. So.
Yeah,
Wow,
six times I did original oil painting.
great.
That was a big scene, man, because in New England the sports is a very popular thing because we had a lot of championship team, but the Yankees and the Red Sox are always rivalries. So that was a big famous image that people love. I did one for one person, and some people see it online. I say, hey, can you paint one? And it goes from there. So it was awesome. Yeah. Dick was asking, do you do the work after the idea guy? So John is the writer. I do the art, and Rogerio is going to be doing a book for us too. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's quite a bit of collaboration, though. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot.
So
a lot of it.
Like with Yule, the original concept was from my head, but Joel's crazy mind has definitely added a lot to the plot. So, so I will never, I always make sure everyone knows, like I consider us co-creators. I don't think it's my thing that you're drawing, or I want people to know, no, it started as my story, but it's now our world here. Like we've evolved this whole thing. So
We're now a rock band.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Well, rock band.
It's
from the
funny
70s.
though, because they talk about we've all been working from home, right, with our job, and they say, oh, we need to get you back to the office because collaboration, right? But it's like, look what we're able to do, with the internet. Like, right, we're collaborating right now, right? And a lot of bands make an album. They don't even. One person's in Los Angeles, one's in New York. It's like things are being done different now than they were. Books are being written, movies are made, music's recorded. It's a collaboration, right? So it's just different.
You and I have seen Joe and I have seen each other twice in person through this whole process of Yule. Once to get the poster back here, I wanted to get a handful of those, and once to get the promo copies of the book. Everything else has been phone conversations, texts. Actually, that's it. We didn't even do this until now during Kickstarter. So, but yeah.
Dick says we're amazing, so thanks, Dick. With that kind of encouragement, I could easily get back into shape by 2030. So, right? Keep it coming, buddy. Yeah. The world has changed. The collaborations. I mean, we're talking with Rogerio in Brazil, right? So, I mean, couldn't do that.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you wouldn't be able to do that.
This is science fiction we're living in.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're one step away from, like, we just need the hologram. Like, I need a Rogerio hologram, like over here, standing there.
The bounty pucks, right, from Mandalorian, got the bounty puck.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that sometimes it's easier to connect to someone thousands of miles away than the next door guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people live in an apartment. They don't know who's on the other wall, right? Who's over there? Nobody knows. Yep. Yeah. I like being in the country like this because now we know everybody. We're far apart from each house, but we know, probably, probably 2 kilometers to the next house, right? So, but we know everybody because you got to know, right? Out here, you might need somebody that has something like equipment or has a supply that you need. You say, yeah, man, I got a tractor. You can borrow it. So it's okay, right? So, yeah.
Are you guys being... Are you guys considered to be the weirdos on your neighborhood or what?
We're the young people. There's a lot of old people come here to retire because they want to live the life of the farm, right? They were from the city or whatever. They want to come to the farm, and that's their retirement dream. So it's all old people that I have here. And one of the things they have is there's a lot of money in Boston, which is only an hour and a half away. So the money comes up here to build their house on the lake because they want to get out of the city.
Oh, yeah.
So they have second, third home up here, right? And they do that. So where I'm at during the week, there's like nobody out here, but then the weekends they all come up to their lake house. So it gets really busy. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't what I meant. I mean, like by being an artist, for example.
Probably. Everyone's a farmer here, and I'm an artist guy. So.
You're an outsider. You're an outsider. You live in another world. Some people just tell you, you should be making some money.
Well, that's like with comics too. Like, so that was kind of early on when I got into oil painting was, people say, "Oh, you're an artist. What do you do?" I say, "Well, I draw stuff." Okay, well, what do you draw? Well, I draw fantasy stuff, dragons and demons, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Yeah, but then you start to say, "Well, no, I'm a fine artist. I do oil painting." Like, "Oh, okay, tell me more." Right? But I had to get over the bullshit in my mind was like that, and that's kind of why I hopped back to comics. I said, "Well, get over yourself, dummy. Like, why can't you do both? Right? Why can't you have both going on? Hell with them." And then the shows, like I had a couple shows in Boston for a gallery show with fine art, and they were slow because of COVID. So you used to go have a gallery open, and it'd be 300-500 people. And I did a couple of shows down there, and there was 5 people. So I was like, I have to do something different, right, to keep going with the art. So, well, go back to comics, right? So here we are.
Yeah. I think we crave for some recognition. I think we do crave for it, but we don't need much. Like 3 people will do.
Like I said in my post, I said I do the art to make more art, right? That's the goal.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like if you have your wife's support, that would be enough.
Yeah. Oh, she's my biggest fan. She's my biggest fan. Yeah.
I was sitting there writing like terrible movie scripts in high school in my bed. I wasn't getting paid for that, but I loved every second of it. I always wanted to write. But now, like to this day, when I talk to people, like I'm like a weird hybrid. Like I'm a massive like sports fan, but then I also have my core group of friends that's like entertainment based, like movies, books, etc. So like when I talk to like my sports friends about how I'm writing a comic, they're like, "What the hell? Like I didn't even know you were into that stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like this is what I want to do. This is my dream." So to them, I'm probably a weirdo now, but they love it. They're all backing me. So they just didn't expect when I started drawing again and I was showing them my drawings. They're like, "What the fuck? I didn't know you could do that." I'm like, I guess I didn't either. But same with the writing stuff. Joel and I were on local TV back in January, and like when I was sharing the link with everyone, they're like, "How is this even like a thing? Like we were talking about fantasy football last week, like, and you're on freaking TV right now."
Right.
So it's cool.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people at our work don't know we do this too, right? It's kind of funny. So, right.
They're all pretty supportive. The ones that find out, they're pretty. I've had a handful of backers that were on, teams I worked with at our job, but
yeah, but it's like a double life, right? It's like we do this by day, this by night, right? So that's it.
Well, at least with you, a lot of people knew you drew. I mean, you had all the artwork up around the office, but no one knew. I would just sit there reading my horror novels, trying to think up stories in my head.
Yeah, I think it's easier to show a picture than writing, right? You can't really put your writing on the wall, so
right.
Yeah, what I do get a lot is like when I go on a dating and a woman asks me, "What do you do for a living?" And I say, "I draw." What? Yeah, I'm an illustrator. I said, really? Is that a profession? Yes.
So you're unemployed.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah. This is what they read. Yeah. Oh my God, this guy is hopeless.
Oh yeah.
That means that I have a very narrow range of women that I can date.
Gotta look for like blue hair, right? They gotta be kind of cool. Right?
Something like that. With piercings everywhere.
Yeah.
Tattooed all over.
Yeah.
We should think about it though. These are the
cool.
same people though that'll sit there watching a TV show or reading a book, and it's like, who's creating this stuff? What do you ever think of that? Like,
right. Yeah. I make the stuff amazing. You watch. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a paradox because people are not really versed on knowing where the things come from. Like you're watching something on TV. It was first created by a couple, maybe a big team of artists. This is why you don't understand it. But like I'm tired of explaining things to people. I'm 50-year-old. I don't give a fuck. Really, I moved to the next one.
Yeah.
Right? Really. Well, yeah, you get to that age, you just don't give a shit anymore, right?
No, I don't give a shit anymore. I give a lot of shit to my craft. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, that's it. I give too much of shit.
Yeah, let's give life to what really deserves living. I don't know if that.
I hear the
means anything.
coyotes off in the woods are howling. The dogs are out. The wild dogs are howling out there right now. It's
About
like,
to
what's
see you get
good?
attacked. Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about a
right.
bear attack last night. Tonight's
Yeah,
coyotes.
just got a piece of screen, man. This isn't. I'm really out here. So, yeah.
So Dick asked how long we've known each other. For Joel and I, it's been a couple of years. Our day job, we work together, and that's how we hit off with the art stuff. But
Yeah, we sat next to each other at work just randomly. Out of like there were like 300 people in that area, and we just got put next to each other. It was just
yeah,
dumb luck,
and
right? Or fate,
I
maybe.
almost,
I don't know.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I almost would give you credit for me getting back into drawing, to be honest, because I wasn't drawing yet. Like when I saw your stuff, and it just made me start thinking about that stuff more again. So we used to talk, and it was July of last year is when I opened my Etsy shop, and that was right when you and I really were talking about art a lot more, and we used to talk about books because your wife likes Stephen King as much as I do.
Yep.
Maybe more, it seems. I thought I was a huge fan, but it seems
She's
like
read them several times, each one.
Yeah,
Several
exactly.
times.
I've only read The Shining more than once. I haven't read any of his other stuff more than once, but
I think she's doing Dark Tower again right now. So
geez, I never
Yeah.
even read all those. I only read the first three.
Yeah. She did some Joe Hill, like The Fireman, like those books too. She likes King
Fireman's
better
good.
though. She likes King,
Yeah.
but she'll read the Hill. She loved Lock and Key, so she steals my books. Yeah.
But his novels, Joe Hill's novels are they're a little bit more out there than Stephen King. He's talented. He's a good writer, but like Horns, like that was a great book, but it was so weird. Like it's about this kid that grows devil horns and like just like weird shit starts happening. And then Fireman was good. Nosferatu is so that Wraith graphic novel that's in that Joe Hill book you got is an origin story of the villain for that novel.
I got halfway through episode 1 of Nosferatu.
The show wasn't that good. It was okay. I never even finished it because I liked the book so much, and it just didn't go where I wanted it to. But on the show, that is. But
where's that on Netflix?
That was on AMC. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not, but
yeah, I got like for Prime, I got AMC Plus. I don't know.
Okay.
I bought it for the kids. The kids know the passcode, so they subscribe to stuff and spend my money.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
I'd be pissed at my kids.
And then I'm too lazy to go cancel. So $7.99 a month I'm paying for AMC, right? So it's like, whatever. It keeps the kids busy. Whatever.
Let them rebel.
Yeah, right.
If that's the worst, I guess, right?
Well, just make sure what they're watching, right? You gotta be careful with some of that stuff, right? What they're watching, Nosferatu or Walking Dead or something.
Will's obsessed with YouTube. He likes to watch a lot of like. It used to be, so when he was like 6, he was watching people in the wilderness building like stuff, like living on their own, and I'm like, this is cool. I used to sit there and watch it with him, just like guy building his own cabin out in the woods by cutting down trees and just like he like would film it all and stuff. Now it's like he's watching people play Minecraft. And I'm like, you've never even played that game, and he could pick up a control. He could pick up a controller and know everything about it because he's seen it. So we have to like monitor his YouTube time because he'll turn the TV off if we start to come down the stairs now because he knows, like, hey, Minecraft, you get like 10 minutes of that, man. Like
we used to play video games, but the kids now like to watch other kids play video games.
I don't get it. Yeah,
that's a thing. Yeah. That's a big thing.
And Minecraft, I didn't know what was that about. I have a 6-year-old, and like he's been playing that for a year now. He is a doctor on Minecraft. He knows everything. Yeah. His vocabulary just improved a lot because there's so many things to be learned in that. I said, okay, I'll let you play that. I'm against kids with mobile phones in hands.
Yeah, us too.
But that game is something really, really great because like, he's been learning loads of things about the laws of nature there and how the world works. And then I'm up for it. Some games are great, but most of them are just scrap, just deleted from the phone.
Right. Yeah, we had to take away the iPads. It got a little crazy because I have 2 daughters and they're 6 and 8, and they would fight like who has what app, and they were downloading junk, and I was like, this needs to end. It was like just a fight, so I'm like, this needs to go away. So we hid the iPads from the girls. So
we keep telling my son he has to earn Minecraft. Like I'll buy it for him if he earns it, but it's a big thing because we know how obsessed he's going to be with that thing, and we don't even want to battle with those fights of, hey, half an hour and it's off, you know.
Yeah, but like I got your point, but like same time, man, I freaking played the shit out of Nintendo Entertainment System when I was
So
a
here's
kid.
the thing: I had every
Just
system. I had
hours
Nintendo,
of my life
I had
are
Sega,
gone. Oh my god!
I had every video game system. But the difference, and you and I have talked about this with kids today, is that my dad made me stay outside until the end of the day, and I was playing in the woods. I didn't even think of it. So then I would come in and play video games for a bit. But now it's like they just want to. They don't even want to go outside. They don't even want to open their window. They just want to play all day long. So that's the concern we have
Yeah.
with him, is that it's going to turn into an all-day thing. And
That's how I am with video games now. I'm like a reformed alcoholic, man, with video games.
yeah.
I can't touch them because I'll lose 19 hours a day to a game. You know.
I have a PlayStation
Yeah.
5, but I haven't touched it since you and I have started doing stuff on the comic.
Yeah, I don't have
because I'm
time,
like,
man. Yeah, I don't have time. Yeah,
I have a very addictive personality. Like
Yeah.
if you give me a silly game on the phone, I'll be there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
same.
play for
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah,
because I just want to beat that fucking bug there. So I know myself. I don't install any type of games.
Right. Yeah.
I never got a PlayStation because I know that it would be the end of my professional life.
Yeah.
It would be actually the end of my life. I wouldn't be making any money because it's very easy to get hooked on games.
Yeah.
Joel, you posted something in our Livid Comics group the other day about what's holding you back the most or whatever, and like if I turn the PlayStation on, that would be it. Like I have an addictive personality when it comes to the stuff that entertains me, like video games or reading books or watching movies, fantasy sports. Like I get just hooked on anything that I am into. So it's pretty much my kid's system now. Even though we don't let him play it that much. I don't even dare to turn the thing on because I don't want to get hooked in a game and then
Yeah, same. Same.
So, but
Yeah, man, that's real. That's real. I used to do all nighters, Call of Duty, all nighters, just
No.
all night, man. Just to see the sun coming up, it's like, oh Christ, this is not good. It's not good. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's I guess addicted to doing this, right? So this is what we do now.
Yeah, I used to stay up till 1 in the morning playing games, and now it's like 1 in the morning. Joel and I are sitting there texting about a comic book. So
I'm so worried I'm going to wake up your wife texting you too. I'm like,
no,
oh,
my phone is always on silent. You never even have to
me
worry
too.
about that, so.
Me too. Yeah, I did that too.
Same here.
Yeah.
So the only thing with me, like so sometimes you and I will be in the middle of a conversation, and then I won't respond again, and it's because I legit passed out like right after my last text.
No, I know it. I can tell. I'm like, yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. 2 or 3. I mean, you're awesome at responding text, and I told Roger that earlier. I said, if you need ideas for the books, it's John's always online. So that's got to be hard doing a collaboration with people that you can't get a hold of, right? So
I can't even imagine.
I think if you're an artist working with a writer, you need to be able to get a hold of them because I'm like, well, I'm at this panel, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on. What do you want me to do here, right? So get some big bug attack.
I'm just like, yeah, I just saw. I'm like, I'm just so excited to do this that like if I see a text or an email about something that we're working on, I'm like, yeah, like let's do this like instantly. It's not even like a job to me, So
yeah, get that thing. Where is he?
This week's been rough. We're on vacation, so we've been gone almost every day doing something. So,
but here you are. Right? So
yeah. Oh shoot! I got to message that guy about the podcast tomorrow and say, hey, Joel might have to do a one-off here.
Yeah, send me the details on that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It was someone that said they had a guest that dropped out and had to fill the slot, so I instantly was like, hey, us. And then I was like, wait, what time do you do it? He's like, 4 p.m. tomorrow. I'm like, oh, crap. Like, that's the last day of our family vacation. I might get murdered if I say, hey, we're not doing anything. I got a podcast I got to hop on here. So,
yeah, we've had a lot of shows. It's been good. It's been fun. So
we've done like 12 now. It's been. I
lost count. Awesome. I feel bad sometimes. I'm like, oh, what was that show? Like, I feel bad. Like, oh yeah, there was that guy from that show. I'm at that point. Like, I can only imagine like. I'm a big, stand-up comedy, so I like Bill Burr, and he talks about doing like 4 or 5 radio spots a day when he's on tour. It's like, oh man, that's got to be brutal.
Wow.
Like, yeah, just to lose track of who you talked to and what we said. Like,
But I tell you, well, my dad was watching the first few of these we did. I don't know if he's watched them all still, but he was like, "Yeah, you guys are saying the same thing on." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's what you have to. This is promoting a single book. Like, there's nothing else we can talk about." This thing. So I try to throw different tidbits in most of these to make it a little unique.
I like this free flow format. You know, it's fun. It's like we just hang and shoot the shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
We kind of approach boobs in a different way.
right off the bat, you know, production.
Oh, I didn't even
value.
tell you guys. I got a text from my wife when we were talking earlier. They just said boobs. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, she's listening." So.
That's a very Jimmy's way to see us. We are more than boobs. We are more than pretty faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dick says he loves to put a face behind the art, so maybe it's good to see us, you know. And I think it's cool. Deborah Miller's hopped on too. So, hi, Deb.
Yeah, thank you.
Almost midnight. Wow.
I know, right? Well, this is what I mean. If I wasn't doing this, I probably would be on Facebook looking for 3 weirdos that are talking nonsense, and I'd probably join into something like this too.
Yeah.
So, right?
You got the right guys.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I've been seeing your programs. I think since the day one.
Yeah.
You know, probably because I had nothing better to do.
Right.
And it is funny that now I'm here.
Right.
It's my second intervention, and I'm very happy to be here. And I think we are talking about things that they're kind of relevant in some way for our cause.
Yeah.
Because we are promoting art, we are promoting comics, good stories, and this is just great to take a part on, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
And we all the same things that everybody has, right? You talk about, is it cheating, right, with the art? That's the thing people talk about. People think about that, right? So
people think about that.
Yeah.
Let's take that bug out.
Right.
You know, cheating is stealing. You know, is betraying. We are not doing it. Like
No.
we're using technology is different.
You know what? Like with the drawing thing too. Like I feel like it was because it was better than anything I ever drew. Like when I was younger, right? So when people would say, "Oh, if you use a reference photo or if you do grid stuff like that's cheating," and they started to get in my head a bit because I'm like, well, this is far better than I thought I could even do. So am I cheating? Like, is this legit what I'm doing right now? But I don't know. Like Joel said to me
cheating
once,
to who? Who's going to hold you accountable, right?
Exactly.
Is there an art police, right? Is there a police going to come, right?
I don't consider it cheating because like someone said, did you trace that? And I'm like, no. Like I'm like, this is 70 grade paper, like you can't trace this. Like this is, and even if I did trace it, I can't trace shading. You still have to shade it, you know. So I mean, I took that as a compliment. I posted something on an art group once, and they were like, "Oh, you just took a picture and put it into some app to filter it," and I'm like, "Thanks." I was like, "No." I showed them the progress picture of like the picture I have drawn, and they're like, "I'm sorry."
I've had that too with paintings, man. They're like, "Oh, you just did that." I'm like, yes, I completely set up this mock studio. It was like on the easel, right? The painting was on me with like all my gear in the background. I'm like, yes, I went and spent $1,000 on paint and set this all up to make a photo that's fake just to get likes on Facebook. Come on.
Well, that's the thing. I said to the guy, I'm like, what is the benefit of me cheating? Like here, like what do I get out of me using an app and coming onto some drawing site?
But let me add something, John. Using grid is okay. For starters, you can use that as long as you are improving on your art.
Right.
But if you keep on using grids, that's gonna lock your capacity to learn. All right, you have to see it as a crutch, but you can't walk on crutches all the time. You want to walk using your own legs.
Yeah.
So use it for a moment to understand the forms, the way things behave, but try to do without it. Otherwise, you're going to be lame forever.
So, and that's the thing. I use it less and less.
You get more with your hand too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like the thing with me, like
do both.
where I still use it the most is when I'm doing a face for proportions. Like I just want, like I've texted Joel half drawn like pictures before. I'm like, there's something off with this freaking eye. Like, and he's like, oh, you just gotta move it up a centimeter. Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
You can
I'm like,
see
I can't
sometimes, right? You can
figure it
see.
out. It's like I look at my reference and I look at my picture and I'm like, something's wrong, but I can't figure it out. That's when I try to still use it a bit, and I've drawn them like when I use it, I do it lighter and lighter now. So like I don't want to, I really don't even want to mess with it if I don't have to. But it's the facial features that I feel like I struggle with if I don't have it. So
It's because you're working on a curve. When you draw, it's a curve. When you think it's on a flat, right? So if you're thinking it's a flat surface, you know when you draw it, you're thinking like got to think more like this, right?
yeah,
So that's it. And like a lot of people put the eyes like straight, but your eyes really go like a curve down because the skull curves down. So there's tricks like that. So I see a lot of people that draw the eyes straight across. They're never straight across. They're always down
I
a little
don't, I
bit.
don't, I don't see a problem when you make mistakes because we all do. But
yeah.
some of us make some mistakes and people don't notice. But if you do notice your own mistakes, this is a very good sign because that means that you can improve on it.
Yeah.
I could
So
always see things were off. I had
keep on doing, keep
I
on
got the eye
doing.
for it. I could see, okay, that doesn't look right. Right, it's off. You can tell. You draw
What's
something, you look at.
all right? It's all
Yeah.
right when you do something that's not really great. It's not fantastic. There are some mistakes. There are some idiosyncrasies there, but you can improve on that. Keep on doing
Well,
it. Keep on doing it. But
my wife made a
avoid the
comment about that.
crutches.
My wife made a comment like she's like if someone wanted it to be perfect, they'd buy a photograph. Like who
Some people
cares?
want a
Like,
photograph,
so,
though. I run
yeah.
into that in the painting world, right? They're like, oh, they want it doesn't look like the photo. It's like, then go get a photo. You know, like it's you got to see my hand in the work, right? It's got to look like something I would paint. If you want to go get a photo, you can go to the Photoshop, the whatever, you know, and they can make the canvas, right? That has a photo on it. People make those. You can get those. But I like when I get a painting, if I'm hiring somebody, I commission some things. I like things. I support other artists. Like I want to see their hand in that art. I don't want to have a perfect picture. If I wanted that, I just make a photo, right? So that's it.
Exactly.
Same thing.
It's very easy to be technical. There's a
Yeah.
documentary on Netflix. It is a guy who tries to reproduce a Vermeer painting. When you have the time,
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but I
look
haven't
it up.
seen the show. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He shows us the whole process of reproducing a Vermeer painting. And he's not an artist. He's just a guy who knows a lot about the mechanical way of making things work. And he does do, at the end of the documentary, a perfect reproduction of a Vermeer painting. And entirely technical. That's easy. No, that's not easy. It's a lot of work. But there's no artistic value on that, you know. So making mistakes is part of your creation. So you have to embrace your mistakes and make them less and less off.
Yeah.
Not totally, because sometimes being off is a good thing. But if you could put your feelings on that, aim that, your emotions, then you can make it. Then you can.
I gotta get better about that
out.
side of it for sure. Like I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist because I still see stuff off even in the ones I finish, right? But at the same time, if I see like I have to like fix it. I have to make it look right, and then that's where I say like my wife was like, "It doesn't have to be a photograph," and I'm like, "I know, but it's driving me nuts that it's not looking the way that the picture looks." You know?
But you move on to the next one.
Yeah,
We
I did
we had
that.
some good advice when I was in college for painting. The professor said you'll learn more about how to paint an image by doing it 10 times, the same image, do it 10 times versus spending 10 times as long on the single piece. Move to the next. Okay, you did it. Okay, put that one aside. Do it again. Do it again. Right. And the other advice he gave was don't ever paint from your fingertips. Paint from the shoulder. Right. So paint like this. Right. Don't get up right up in. I love John Singer Sargent is a phenomenal oil painter. He did a lot of famous portraits back in the day. And if you get real close to his work, it looks like a disaster. But if you step away, it's perfect. When you look at paintings, oil painting, nobody's ever going to be like 6 inches from the painting. It's very rare somebody's going to be this close. You're always 6, 8 feet away. So you have to step back, look at it, right? And if it reads well from this far away, then you've done the job, right? You don't have to sit there and get every little thing. And I see some painters, they do the photorealism thing, and yeah, it's awesome that they can do that. But I like to see some emotion and some flair and some.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the paintings that speak to me the most. Are the ones where you can tell the person almost what mood they were in when they hit this thing. Like, so I actually like this artist. He's a living artist. He's in California, in Oakland, named Jeremy Mann. And he says, if you don't put each stroke and you hit that painting, he's like, you got to hit that every single stroke. It's got to be, you got to give it some power, some emotion to it. He said, if you're not hitting that every stroke, man, you're going to make a art that has no power, has no emotion. You got to hit that thing, right? Every time, every stroke, hit, go, right? So that's good advice too. But those are things that I've taken to heart. But yeah, sometimes I'll catch myself getting too tight. So no, dummy, paint from the shoulder. Don't paint from the fingertip. You paint from your shoulder, right?
That's why I think I'd suck at painting, because the control of a pencil with my fingertips, like I don't know how I would translate to painting.
Oh, you break that, man. You go out to the woods, you grab a stick and do a painting with a stick. You grab a fork from your drawer and paint with a fork and see what you can do. You know, that's we used to do things like that just to see if we could pull it off, right? Like, okay, I can't use a brush on this painting, right? I have to use a sponge or a rag, you know, I have to, right? So see what you can do. Yeah. Well, and if you get too tight and technical in painting world, you just get a bigger brush. You cannot get too tight with a big brush.
That's what it makes me like with painting, like the pencil, it's a tiny little tip, and I feel like I have full control of what I'm doing. The thought of a paintbrush just scares me, because especially if it's bigger, I feel like I won't have that control, which, like you're saying, you won't, and that's the point, right?
That's it. Yeah.
You know,
make it painterly painting.
There are some works that you don't need to have a control. Sometimes you start doing something, and when you finish, it's not similar to what you have created in your mind. Like, you get something different. But sometimes that work can look a lot better than the image that you had in your mind, because you took the risk. You took the risk of embracing the chaos that comes with it, you know, and you put your emotion into the brushes. And every stroke can transmit that. This is why there are some artists who broke the classic stuff. There are some French guys. I can't remember.
The Impressionists, I love
the Impressionists.
I love Van Gogh, man. That's my countryman, right? So Vincent Van Gogh is another Dutchman, right? So
revolutionary.
You stand in front of you can see the picture online, the computer, right? But if you stand there, we've got the Boston Museum of Art has Van Gogh's, right? You stand there, man, you can see the emotion in the paint. It's something you cannot get on a computer or a photograph. You know, you have to stand there and you just go, oh, damn it, man! If you stand there and you don't feel anything when you look at a Van Gogh painting, your heart's not beating. You know, there's something wrong with it.
And he wasn't worried about anybody's opinion, because he wasn't a hit. People usually hated that kind of art at the time.
Yeah.
You know, but he had it in him, and he could pull that off.
Yeah. You get to that level, you get in the zone, and sometimes you get to a piece, and it's like you can go further, but I'm like, no, man, I'll put that one away. And I'll do another one that goes further. So I have some self-portraits I've done like that, just playing around. It's like, I think that's cool like that. I'm going to leave it. Then I'll go do another tight technical one just to exercise, you know. But yeah, some of those ones. And we got around that too by setting time limits. So you say, okay, 45 minutes to do this canvas, right? And whatever you're out, you just stop, you know. So that was part of it too. Yeah.
When you do art, you don't have any. You can't compromise with reality. You have to break away from it. That's it. And sometimes cannot look really as good as you thought it would, but it's still art. Like, who is to say that it isn't? Like, you are the only guy who say, okay, this is what I call an artwork or not.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Embrace the chaos, keep going, keep on improving, and fuck the crutches.
Yeah. Sometimes I
mo-
use it just to go quick, save time. I'll do some things like that. Cheat a little, use a grid, whatever.
Yeah.
So I would say sometimes, Yeah, doesn't matter. Sometimes
Yeah.
depends on the work. Depends on the work. Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I really want to try sequential, just even for fun. I don't plan on. I think it would take a long time before I'd feel comfortable saying, "Hey, buy this," But just want to try for fun.
Do
Like
something simple. Doesn't have to be
yeah,
complicated.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just simple stuff.
yeah.
Simple
Well, and then you
forms.
see some of the comics out there too are like cartoony and like I could draw cartoony, like you know what I mean. But like my brain doesn't want that. My brain wants to draw something that looks more realistic. So like my son, when we were doing the comic, I told you this. He wanted to make his own comic. He was so pumped about what we were doing, and he basically ripped off our story. Copyright. I'm gonna sue him. But he took Yule, and instead of finding the Cassie a cube, the kid found a magic wand in the back of an antique shop, and it's almost identical storyline, but he had me drawing it for him, and he was doing colors. So I felt like it was funny, but it was very cartoony. I found this image of a kid on Google, like a cartoon kid, and I just pulled that up. But obviously, just as a reference, because I'm drawing them from all these different angles, that I didn't have a reference for. But I had fun doing it. It was terrible, but I realized like if I really want to do like a cartoon thing, I could do that. I don't know. Is it, I don't know where I'm going.
Oh,
I've had
John, it says you're watching the show.
oh yeah, well I pulled it up to see the comments.
Yeah.
Am I the only one watching?
There's two. I think you and Dick Price are on right now, on the live. Yeah.
I forgot to invite my peeps.
That's all right.
This was a last second thing, man.
Yeah, this was on it.
I was gonna say we
Yeah.
have more comments than we've had on anything, but Dick he's probably got like 100 of the 119 comments here. He's going hard here.
That's all right. That's all right. We appreciate
We'll
it.
take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, man. Take whatever we can get.
Yeah.
We need an editor to get some snippets from
Yeah.
from this episode today.
Well, it'll be online. This is on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It'll be up, it's on YouTube now on our YouTube channel. So
It's a cool thing.
But I mean, you get some 5 minutes, like a.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that if I had time, right? Could edit together.
That's the thing. You don't have the time.
Yeah.
That's why we should get someone to do it.
We'll have Scotty.
Yeah.
We'll have Scotty put something together for us, right? And he goes to do our trailers or something.
Because
Yeah.
we had some nice insights tonight, I think.
Yeah, we got to get Scott on the show too. Like he's cool.
I'm
Scott's good
pumped
kid.
that he said he'd come on. Yeah, he said.
Yeah, right.
Just let him know. So
He does the trailers, Rogerio. He did our Yule trailer, and he makes ones for Hollywood. So he does the motion picture. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
great.
yeah. He won some type of award, like an Oscar, like for a trailer. Like,
I got a couple of nice guys that would be nice to.
bring him on. Yeah, we'll hang out. So.
Yeah, I'm going to invite them.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, they are artists. They are always very busy,
Right.
but like when they see you, pretty faces, I think.
Got the face for radio, right? So,
They'll comply.
yeah.
we
We have an artist coming on next week on Friday. Is John Anthony Shayak Soltero? I think I said that right. Hopefully, so he'll be on Friday night. So that'd be pretty cool. He's in Arizona, so won't be up as late as us.
we got a lot of feedback. We got a lot of people saying they'd want to come on. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Like basically have a lineup going here now.
We're booked through July. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. This started 2 weeks ago when we said let's do a live Q&A. And then last week I don't even know what led us to it, but I think we were just like, screw it, let's just make it a podcast. Like, why not?
But there's more of an A than a Q.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So
I have another guy I'm talking to too. He's actually a comic artist coach, and we're gonna try to get him on in August. So that'll be interesting too.
That's cool. I saw
Yeah.
Andrew say he would come on too, which that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like supporting the people that supported us. So like having him on, having any of the hosts of these other shows that had us on when we have never had a comic produced before.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. And like the same with like Scotty, he did our trailer for us. we've talked about other people that have helped us along the way that might not even be comic industry people, but just they took a chance on us, and here we are. Like, I feel like we're pretty lucky where we are for our first book, to be where we're at. So,
I think, guys, we have to have these as a regular thing, because we produce content and then we feed the Facebook or YouTube, whatever, and then we slowly build a following, because we can produce content and people are really seeking for it.
yeah,
And
like you said, the subscriber thing's huge. If people subscribe to YouTube and like the video we did last night, that's our first podcast, and we had well over 100 views already. I mean, it's still growing because we have to count the YouTube views, the Facebook views, and add everything all up, and that was our first one, and to have that many views, that's pretty cool. So
it's fantastic. Long form conversation is the way to go.
Yeah,
And,
I like no script. We just riff, right? So let's go, right? So
make sure people get their plugs in, but at the same time, just I feel like people want to know, like Dick said, he wants to know the artist behind the face behind the artist, right? So
yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen Frank Miller face until 10 years ago.
he got old fast too. No offense to Frank Miller, man, but I remember as a young guy, and recently, I was like, wow, he got old. Like I'm getting old too. Yeah, man. Yeah.
He has like 40 years behind his first job there.
In my mind, he's still like 25. I see him. He's like, no, dude, he's like 55 now. It's like, oh yeah, I forget everyone else ages too. Like it's like, oh boy. Yeah.
The other thing too, like the whole face behind the artist thing, right? Is I grew up on Todd McFarlane stuff, but I'd never even heard the guy talk before, and until like. So you sent me that documentary, and I watched it. That's the first time I've actually listened to him have like in-depth conversation, and I freaking love the guy even more now. He just went out and did it. He didn't care. So
he started something. I think I dare to say that without Image, we wouldn't be here tonight.
Yeah.
They started something really big.
Before the internet too. There was no internet when he started Image, right? So it really wasn't.
Went out to some of these heavy hitters and was like, let's just freaking do our own thing. Like, screw this.
Right? He took the chances.
Yeah.
It's like you have a great job, all right? You are very well paid.
Yeah, successful.
He's freaking doing Spider-Man for Marvel, and he's like, nah, bye. I'm just going to do my own thing.
I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I create the Bugman, not the Spider-Man, the Bugman, the Ant, whatever man. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah.
Because at the time they were at the peak of the big wave of the 90s, and they knew that. And they could just finance their own stuff. They did it, and here we are. 30 years later, 30? Yeah, 30 years later. Like this huge market, so diverse and so rich. And it's a great chance for us to show our faces now.
That's it.
And make our own story.
I say he's this generation's Stan Lee. That's what I keep saying. When you think about somebody, he's like Stan Lee.
I mean, the other cool thing I thought about with that documentary is like you just see like them driving down the road, and he's sitting in the passenger seat just freaking going to town, sketching shit out on his iPad. He just never stops. He lives it, and that's how my brain feels. I mean, as far as like,
it's a passion. It's a passion, right?
So
it is, yeah.
You're never gonna hit it if you do it part time. That's it. With anything, right? Anything you do, it's got to be there all the time, nagging at you. I always say it's like a saw in the shop, like a power saw. You can't unplug it; it never turns off. It just constantly sitting there.
Yeah.
That's why I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, and it's like, how do you do that? It's because I get too excited about I got to go do something, right? My mind's saying, what are you going to draw today? What are you going to make? What are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
So goes and goes and goes. Just you can't shut it off, you know. But he's still putting.
Rogerio does not agree with your sleep habits.
You got to sleep more.
I can't, man. It's like let's go. The ideas start coming out.
That's crucial.
I can't. I'd love to. Trust me, I'd love to. But it's just like as soon as I start waking up, the idea train starts rolling out of the station.
Guys, guys, let me tell you about something. I really love to face challenges and difficult stuff. Things that I don't like. I like to look into the eye and say, okay, why do I not like it? Okay, because it's uncomfortable. Okay, let's face it. I used to be like you. I used to sleep like between 3 and 6 hours every night. But during the day, I'll be very sluggish.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe a lot of coffee. I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah. And then I started using coffee and Red Bull and all that kind of shite. I said, fuck, I can stay on that for 2 hours maybe, but after that I'm feeling like shit. I'm very irritable. That's not a way of living. And then I said, okay, what the fuck, what I'm gonna do? Then I start to research, okay. And then I discovered that lack of sleep, it's the main cause of so many diseases, and I plan to live for at least 100, because I have a 6-year-old and I'm 50, and I want to see him growing up. And
what did Mark Twain said? I plan on living forever. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
Yeah.
And then I say, fuck. I've been sleeping between 7 and 9 hours every night. I feel just a lot better, and I work faster. I'm sharper. I do everything just better because I have proper rest. So I advise you, Joel.
Oh, it's not by choice, buddy. It's not by choice, man. It's just, like I said, that idea train just like, wake up, I gotta go. Let's do this thing, you know? Go.
Drop your coffee, embrace your beer late at night, and then you're gonna sleep like a baby.
So if I have a beer for dinner,
refreshed.
I call it the dad nap, and I'll sleep from 7:30 to 8:30, and I'm good for like another 5
Are you
hours.
still doing that with all these freaking podcasts we're doing?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
You
totally.
still get that in?
I take a nap before the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Naps are good. Are good.
Yeah.
I don't get. I can't. I can't.
Wait till you're John, 40 plus, buddy. 40 plus.
No, I want a nap now. I'm 35 and I want a nap right now. But if I was told my wife that I was going up to take a nap and the kids are freaking witching hour in the house, like I'd get freaking go sleep in your car, you know?
Well, no, they're settling down, and like so I'll get in bed and I'll read them a book, whatever, and I'm just like I'll watch a YouTube. I give them like a 15-minute YouTube thing. We can watch whatever they want and watch with them. And if I'm horizontal, I am out. So I'm out. Yep. Rogerio's got some fingers going.
No. There's a bug on your head.
Those are just moths. They don't hurt you. They're just moths. Yeah, they're just moths. I don't know why, because I'm in the porch, so I don't know how
they get in there.
I don't know. You know, my damn dog keeps chewing through the screen too, so I got to keep.
My dog keeps jumping up on our screen, and like there's like little claw holes, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I fixed it like 5 times. I did another one today. It's the dog. Yeah.
I get about 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. Like I'll probably my wife and I have, since I've been working from home, it's been nice. I used to get up at 5 every day, 5 a.m. But now, like, we alternate letting the other one sleep in. So, like, every other day, the other one has to get up with the kids, and our kids are up at 6 a.m., 6:15. But the person that sleeps in gets to sleep till 7:30, 8 o'clock. So that's cool. Although I do have tomorrow's my early day, so I'll be up in about 6 hours. So
Tomorrow's Sunday.
I know, but what am I gonna do? That's my wife's day to sleep in. So So
my wife goes. She goes to bed early. My wife's in bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. She loves her sleep. So yeah, we're like total opposite. I told her. I said I feel like shit like you do when at nighttime. I feel like that when I wake up. So like I'm as tired when I wake up as you are when you go to bed. So like we're total opposite. You know.
Yeah, when it's 10 p.m., lights goes up. Yes, that's the same thing with me.
It's
10
like
p.m. man, that's peak art time,
creativity.
right?
Yeah, creativity comes out.
You got to be in that like half awake mindset, man. You start get that dream state where things start. It's like that's a cool idea, but when I start thinking of like total shit, that's like all right, I gotta go to bed. Like I was thinking, like where am I going with this? Like you're kind of dreaming already. I'm like, hey, I'm done for the day. Punch this out. So
I've had some dreams where I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I gotta write that down. That's so cool. And then I'm like, oh, I'll remember it in the morning.
Nope.
And so sometimes I will write it on my phone and I'll keep it. And then other times I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I remember bits and pieces of that. And I'm like, no, that's trash. Like that's stupid. Like it seemed so cool in the middle of the night when I woke up. Like, oh, I gotta write that down. It's like, nope, that's been done 1,000 times.
I have this weird theory. I have this weird theory about sleep, right? So if you think that we're like in the Matrix, right? There's that theory that this whole thing is just a computer simulation. From a survival evolutionary standpoint, there's actually no real benefit to sleeping. You think about it, we're very vulnerable. Like if we were outside in the wilderness, the pumas and the panthers, the bears,
it can get killed. Yeah,
they can get killed, right? So it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to have to sleep. So I had this theory. Maybe this will be a story sometime, but I thought that what the sleep is the upload to the mothership and the download. So you wake up with a good idea. Well, that's a program upgrade. So the Matrix programming put new software in your head, give you an idea, right? So that was that's a fun theory I had.
This is a whole subject, all in it. You know, we need another program just to talk about it.
Yeah, right. You know? Yeah, we could do that on another show. But
yeah,
that was a fun thought I had. It's like, man, because you do wake up with good ideas sometimes. You're like, why the hell did that happen? It's like, well, like I said, maybe they just upgrade your program. You know?
I had this dream a couple of weeks ago, and I still remember it because it seems like a cool idea. I don't know if I'd ever write anything to it, but it was almost like Groundhog's Day meets like Armageddon. So like the Earth was like opening up, and like basically every day was this repeating itself, and the world was ending, and these people were trying to figure out how to prevent it from ending before like they just woke up again. And it was like I woke up and I'm like, that's freaking trippy. Like I didn't even drink last night, but it was just I thought it was a pretty cool idea.
I don't know why. I don't know why I saw it. Maybe your idea. But ever seen the movie Dark City?
No.
That's a cool film. It's kind of little indie, but like basically this guy lives in this town and there's these creatures. I don't know. They call them like Mr. Hat or something. I don't know. But they're like these aliens, but they have the power to change everybody's life. But every day it starts over like that, where they might take somebody that's poor and then put a whole set of memories in their head that they've always been rich and change their whole world. So it's like this moment that you're living in, like yesterday, you were a totally different person. But this guy is able to like fight them and kind of see through that and their bullshit, that they're actually manipulating reality. That's a cool film. Check out Dark City. I think you'd really like that.
Where's that?
Dark City.
Is
that like a 90s film? It actually does sound familiar.
90s. Yeah, 90s film.
I have to download it. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark City. It's cool. It's it's not going to blow you away or anything, but it's just a fun ride, right? But it's an interesting concept, like that they're manipulating the city, and that this one guy has the power to see through it, and they kind of go, oh shit, why can this guy realize that we're manipulating this city and changing people?
It came out in 98. It got good reviews.
Yeah, it was cool. You know what's another good film is like that was the movie Sunshine. Have you ever seen that one? That has the guy that played Scarecrow in Dark Knight, the main guy.
Cillian Murphy.
Yes, dude, he's fantastic in that.
You got to watch Peaky Blinders if you've never seen him.
Sunshine is a great film. That's another one that's never got enough credit.
I'm taking notes.
Sunshine, Dark City. Yeah.
Sunshine, Dark City.
So Sunshine, they're on like a spaceship and the sun is dying and they got to go up there to like launch a nuke and to restart the sun. And it's all about him kind of like losing his mind as they get closer and closer to the sun. And it's it's kind of like got a psychological thriller to it. It's cool.
By the way, guys, I just left a link there for the video clip, which I did some drawings there. So
can I share that?
When you have the time. Yeah, sure.
It's just going to take me off my feed.
You're gone. You're black.
Yeah.
I clicked up.
You're back. You're gone.
Are you back on your iPad, Joel, or are you still on the laptop? Well,
he can't hear.
Well, we can talk about him.
Yeah. All right, Joel. Joel's gone. I'm kind of
How did
flattered.
that? Yeah, I'm surprised that happened. I'm trying to share a link on here. That's weird, but
Yeah, I left the link. It's a video clip. Is a music clip, and I'm the singer in that because I like rock and roll.
no kidding. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, you
really.
guys make me look like the most boring person in the world. You two have like the most like interesting backgrounds. I have nothing.
I'm just old. It's different.
I've
Different.
made it. I made a joke to my wife about how like I'll bring up something so random to Joel, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I did that for a few years back in the day," and I'm like, "Oh, he's gone."
I have it back.
I don't. Hopefully, he can get back in without me inviting him because I don't know what I'm doing on here. So, um,
You
so
know, living is a fucking adventure. Like if you take the chances, like you get to learn a lot. You have to take the chances and just live it. Like live for today, and then tomorrow will take care of itself.
yeah,
That's the kind of approach I've been taking for the past 30 years. And the comic stuff is like a new it's a new chapter to it.
yeah.
I'm a
That's
full
how.
in.
Honestly, when COVID hit, that's when I got back into drawing.
Same here.
And so I see the silver lining and everything. Like when obviously it's doom and gloom, and there's a lot of bad crap going on out there with all this. But like I wouldn't even be in the situation. Like I was wasting all my free time doing whatever, going out with friends. We would do a ton of stuff. I got stuck at home. Hey, there he is.
I'm back.
And then
Yay.
I clicked on your link and it screwed me up. It screwed me up.
well,
Yeah,
And
thanks.
dude, this gnarly possum just totally walked behind me. I heard like a sniffing. Like I was like, "What is coming through the bushes over here?" It was like sniff, 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 and I saw this huge possum just walk right behind me. Yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
You just got John talking about what have hit him during the COVID-19.
I was
yeah,
saying how being stuck at home got me back into drawing, and then getting back into drawing got me communicating with you. We started. I was saying I don't know if any of this would have ever happened if I didn't get stuck at home. So
right.
I see the silver lining and everything, and it's that
Yeah, yeah. Same here.
I
Well, yeah, the
remember.
galleries wouldn't have been slow, right? They
Yeah,
wouldn't have been slow. They wouldn't have done I would have done the fine art thing, and then wouldn't have done the comic thing. So
I
yeah,
just remember like when I got back into drawing, I remember thinking, I'm not going to do anything now. Like, when am I going to? I'm never going to have this much time to myself ever again in my life. So if I'm wasting it playing PlayStation or doing stupid shit, like, it's like, what am I doing? So, and now it's just like a routine, right? Like, I don't, even when I sit down, if I want to read a book, I'm like, I want to like open up my laptop and write part of the script for Yule 3 or like, it's just embedded in my brain now. So, I wanted to share. How can I do this here? Share. I'll share what Rogerio just popped in here.
yeah. I tried to, and I blew the thing.
Yeah, I'll be good. But where's my YouTube?
It's not comic related. It is
At this
Hey,
point, I
this
don't
is-
think we are. We're like off script,
Yeah.
so that's okay.
All right,
it's a rock,
I'm
it's a rock
sharing
and
it.
roll project. There are some drawings that I did in the middle of it.
You got to approve. Oh, wait, you were drumming too?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, look at you two.
There's some drawings in it.
Oh, you got to do the audio, buddy.
Ah, God.
You're that guy,
Yeah. Well, it's midnight. What do you want me to do?
right? Here, I'll go
all
back
right.
over here, then we can fix it up.
So now I got to stop the share, share screen, share audio, which is stupid. It should just do
Why
that
wouldn't they just let it
automatically.
be audio,
Right,
right? Like
right.
who's gonna show that when not sharing the audio?
All right. Right.
Right.
Ready? Here we go.
Yeah, hold on. I
Yeah,
gotta add
ready?
it.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm a rock star.
There you go. The multi-talented Rogerio.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
really
man?
cool right there.
Comes up
Right?
the credits.
Nice. That's awesome. You put the video together too, you said? Or
Yeah, I did the addiction. Yeah.
wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of work, man.
Man,
Yeah, that's great.
I'm so boring, man. Like you guys over here freaking like I took guitar lessons and I could play a couple easy songs, but nothing like that. So that's cool.
But I can't play anything. I don't know. Is it
Well, yeah, but
to
still, man, like that's cool.
from the note? No.
Right?
I
Yeah,
also, I've sang karaoke. It's not good. So
we don't have any videos. We're too old back in the 90s, man. We were like, nobody was filming anything back then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a video of me singing Bruno Mars, which we don't need to be airing that on here. Although it is midnight, so maybe it's worth. I don't have it. I don't know where that's on my old Razor phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most things are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. It's nice to try out some different stuff. Like
Yeah. I find it crazy, like the creative mindset, like the people that have the creative side of the brain, like that's like their strength, like music, drawing, writing, whatever. Like it's like it's all related. I feel like
they all come together.
That's the right brain. That's the right brain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you like good movies, you like good music, and you like good art.
I found most mechanics are actually pretty good at art too. It was kind of interesting. Like a lot of my friends that did auto repair mechanic stuff can do art pretty well. That's interesting too. A lot of them are musicians also. So it's like that, getting that right brain thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could top that, man. We might have to wrap this thing. It's 12:30.
I mean, that's a good way to end it. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's solid. Yep. So
12:30. That means that it's 1:30 here.
oh gosh, you got to get your 8 hours of sleep too. We'll see
That's
you for
the other thing.
We'll see you for lunch.
Yeah, like you guys both. I feel like we're holding you back here from getting these comics done.
John,
we got.
You are only 35. Yeah, 35.
I turned 36 in a couple months, but
I'm 36. Let me tell you something. You're still a kid, and it's a fantastic time to be in. When you are 36, you can just choose a path.
Yeah.
And go really deep into it. When I was 36, I was still lost. I didn't know what to do. But I wasn't. I didn't have a proper family base, and you do have it. So you are a lot more advanced than I was when I was 36. Which that means that whatever fuck you want to do, you are capable of doing it, and nobody's gonna stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
And you already you are surrounded by some guys, like such as Joel Van Patten. And
I love how you say that. Should have you do my voicemail?
Yeah. And I really think you got a lot of potential, like writing scripts and envisioning new worlds, new stories. This is great. You're not below us just because you're younger. You didn't just have the same opportunities to show yourself in other ways, but you got loads of time ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I know a lot of writers don't even make it till their 40s and 50s. Like that's when they have life experience to like put into their writing, right? But I don't know. I obsess over getting good at something, so I don't think my writing's like where I want it to be yet. I feel like I can come up with some really good ideas and put a something together, but like my dream is to write novels. Like I'm not even close to ready for that. If I turn something into an editor right now, I feel like they'd be like keep practicing, kid, but I don't know. Yeah, those are kind words, but I do feel that we're going to get where we need to go. And I mean, I think Joel and I, when we started Livid, like we both had big dreams, right? So, and you kind of have to if you want to get anywhere. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, got to go get it.
yeah.
Big dreams are great, but would you be comfortable thinking that you may not make it?
No, I'd be more comfortable. I'd
No.
be more uncomfortable feeling that I didn't try, you know? So I, that was the joke we always make is like, hey, we have this comic done. And if we have boxes sitting in our basement that we will never sell, like we did it, you know? But,
All right. Yeah, think
if I,
Vanguard.
yeah, if I didn't write anything and it would eat at me for my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Like, I would be thinking, what if, like, I never tried to do what I always wanted to do. And, um, and I think that some people don't get that side of it, right? Like, I've made this joke when we were talking before. It's like, if my wife would be like, "Hey, did you remember to do this?" I'm like, "No," but I was thinking, was thinking about this cool story in my head. Like, I just want to that's I can't help it. Like, that's how my brain's wired. Like, that's what I
Yeah,
want.
that's the
Yeah,
spirit. That's the
yeah,
spirit. That's the
yeah,
spirit. Like
yeah,
I have now like I think, my God, I might be dead in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, maybe 30. God only knows. But I want to die saying to myself, I did what I had to do and what I believed that was
yeah,
true to me. No, that's it. It doesn't matter if you make the big bucks. It doesn't really. It doesn't.
yeah,
What matters is that like a fuck, I did what I liked doing, and that's
yeah,
it. And you connected to the right people. Customers, partners. That's it.
yeah,
Living is not so it's not so tricky when you just set you up for what you really want to achieve in life.
yeah. I know. And that's like Joel and I are pretty fortunate. We have pretty decent day jobs too, right? So it's not like we're starving for the artist money.
Yeah,
We're doing this as a pure passion. Like, it's not about the money thing.
We don't have to do this, right?
We
We don't have.
don't. This is
yeah.
what we want. Like,
You're volunteers.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah. We work all day, and then like, I don't view this as a second job. I view it as like, I love this shit. So
This is your primary job.
this.
Yeah, right.
I
That's
don't
the
know if
goal.
anyone
That's the goal.
from my day job is watching this, so I won't agree to that. But
Well, that's the goal, right? I mean, I think
yeah,
everybody that works a day job, people we work with, I mean, I always used to love to ask somebody, say, man, if you could do anything, what would you be doing, right? And most people wouldn't say what they're doing right now for work, right? They say, I'd rather do this, like, right? But
well, when we
I used to say too, is right, like, no matter what your passion is, there's somebody out in the world that's doing that and they're getting paid to do it, right? You could
yeah,
say, man, I really love skateboarding, right? Well, shit, man, there's a lot of people getting paid to go skateboarding, right? Some people say, I love to shoot bow and arrow. Well, there's people that get paid professionally shoot bow and arrow, right? So whatever your passion is, I mean, you just got to figure out how to get on the train, right? We always just talk about that. It's like,
when you were posting
yeah,
questions in our Facebook group, this daily question things that we got quite a bit of interaction with. That was the question I wanted to ask people: is what is your dream? Like, what did you always dream of doing in your
well,
life?
we'll put it up tomorrow. We'll put it up
Yeah,
tomorrow. See what happens.
That's a
Right?
good. It's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because this is. If someone asked me before we ever even started this, I would have said I wanted to write. Like I said, granted, novels were where my mindset was, but that's just because I was out of the comic scene for so many years. Like, I think it's almost more fun doing comics now, to be honest. Like, everything I start to think of that I want to write, I'm like, well, that'd be a cool comic. Like, I don't know. So it's almost like we're like directing. Like, the artist and the writer are like co-directors of making a movie almost. You're
It's more than that.
putting the scenes together. Like,
You're playing God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's I don't know. It's pretty fun. So
yeah.
and getting used to like writing script too is like, I'm not saying what I sent you, Rogerio, is perfect, But if you saw what Joel had to deal with for issue 1 of Yule, like it's come a long way, and that's just in a couple.
It was novel written, right? So I had to break it down and make a panel out of the novel.
I would copy and paste sections from what I wrote as when I was trying to do a novel, copy and paste it and send it to him, and like most of the pacing for book one, or at least the first half of book one was Joel trying to like figure out how to figure these panels out, and like how am I going to put this, like it wasn't comic script at all, it was just paragraphs I was sending him. So I read I don't even know where it is, Words with Art, or Art with Words, I think it's called, a Bendis book, and it's like this thick, and it just talks about comic script, and then I did the masterclass from Neil Gaiman, and he had a whole section on comic script, and it just like made me realize how I wanted to like try to approach it. But at the same time, I don't want anyone to ever feel like I feel I know best, right? Like when it comes to the pages, when I send the script to you, it's like this is just kind of how I picture the pages going. But if you need more panels, if you feel like, you called me out on it, right? You're like, hey, this doesn't fit in one panel, and I'm like, yeah, I'm picturing it in my head as like this movie scene, and I can see it all together, But clearly, when you explained it, I'm like, yeah, shit, that you can't do that in one panel. So, but yeah, it's been a fun journey to try to get used to doing it and figuring it all out.
We learn every day. We learn every day, right?
Yeah, sure we do. Yeah,
that's all you can do.
There's no hassle in doing that. Negotiating the panels, because sometimes, when you try to create something, you see the 3D landscape, but we have to put into 2D, and that's a different story. And then we have to negotiate, say, all right, we want that. So, all right, we can do it, but we have to reformat stuff so that can be seen in a proper way. And this is something that should not stop you from creating. Like you do your writings the way you want to do it, and then we negotiate. That's the way it works,
Yeah.
Not a bother doing that.
I feel like at least having a rough outline of how many panels there should be and what needs to be explained is a good starting point. And then I just want like whoever's drawing, like you two, like just do your freaking thing, right? Like, and the cool thing is too, is like, with Yule, there's been so much collaboration on the creative side of it too. So, so I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be to the point where I'm like, no, I wrote it this way, draw it like that. Like that's stupid. Like to me, I don't.
When you make $1 million, maybe you would.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Because I'd always want people on the drawing side to have their input and do it how they see it too. What's the point in using different artists if you're just going to try to control the panels? That's how I see it. And I don't know. It's a partnership, right? So
that's it.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to wrap, guys. On that note.
Yeah. Right? I was thinking about the same thing.
My cups are empty.
Guys, it's been really good as always.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. What I might try to do here is try to do our outro, and then we'll just wrap after the outro, right? Because I'm trying to get technical here and make it look like it has some production value. So
that would be great.
So here we go. We'll roll the outro, then we'll just say our good nights. All right, here we go.
Good night.
All right, so there's our quick outro. So
no, we are offline now.
No, we're online, but we'll say
still live. Don't say anything bad.
No, I mean off. We're not going to YouTube now.
No, we're off. Yeah, we'll go. So thanks for stopping by. It was a quick 2.5 hour chat. Right?
How we roll.
Yeah, 2.5 hours, man. It's cool.
That was like 5 minutes to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap this up. So everybody have a good night. We'll be back Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right? Maybe Rogerio will stop by. We don't know, but we got some other guests lined up. We'll try to promote it. We're getting a little bit better each week. So thanks, guys. If you can, check us out on the Kickstarter. That's the big thing because we both have live campaigns. They will end, and we'll stop bothering you about that. So that's cool. Lividcomics.com if you want to catch us on the web. Facebook.com/LividComics. Twitter is, what is it, John? Livid Comic, singular, no S.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Instagram is livid_comic. Rogerio's got Heel Turn up on Kickstarter now, too. Back both of those at the 25+ level, and you will get the limited edition crossover print with the Yule and Heel Turn characters on that Rogerio drew. I colored. So thanks again, everybody. It's not really, this wasn't really a sales talk tonight. It was just kind of a hang. So we appreciate it, and maybe we'll stop by and do another one in between. Anyway, sometime throughout the week besides Friday night.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Have a good night, everybody.
Quick plug
John,
too. We have a live podcast Monday night. We're going to be on the Creators Outlet podcast.
Creators Outlet. There you go.
Yeah. So that'll be live. So there'll be links. We'll share it ahead of time, but just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that commented tonight. If you can, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. That really helps. We only 993 more to go or something till we get there. Right? So that's cool. All right. On that note, have a good night, everybody, and we will see you. Stay livid. Have a good night.
Later.